Yes, people. How are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the pole position pod in the Formula One. Obviously, we've got the race review of yesterday. Apologies for not doing a review yesterday. King and I, or not King and I decided to join in midstream, but King had to do a watch along yesterday for the women's final. It was important that we got that one out of the way. So big up King for that. Make sure you guys go check the watch along out if you'd like to in King's channel. I will put the link in the chat in just a bit. But big up to everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you guys slap the likes, hit subscribe. But first and foremost, I gotta take the time out and say a very happy birthday to my guy Augustia, my co-host at times, because he is my co-host at times. You know, me and Augustia, we go way back. You know, this is not just a YouTube thing. Like me and Augustia, we go way back. We knew each other for like what? I've known Augustia since he was
a little kid, man. You've known me since almost the beginning. Literally an OG.
Exactly. I've known you since like you were a toddler. So listen, it's only right that I take the time and say happy birthday, man, because obviously you've contributed so much to A in sports, not just to A in sports, but just in general. You know, we've known each other for so long. We've had a good relationship, obviously, in terms of like friendship and everything. So listen, bro, I only gotta say, appreciate you, man. Hope you had a great day, and I hope you have a very happy birthday and a great year ahead, man. But big up to you. How's everything? How have you been, bro? Honestly,
First of all, Kevin, thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. You're gonna make me shed a tear because that was a beautiful message. That was heartfelt and emotional. It's amazing, man. I've known you for most of my life, and the fact that we can do this is amazing. Just talk about the things we used to have so many calls about over the last decade and so on, continuing. So thank you, man. I truly and sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate this. And you're right. Just being able to be a part of your journey, Kevin, means so much to me. I don't think, but no, AN Sports is going to reach the very top. Obviously, both of you are very knowledgeable. That's a given. But it's not just knowledge that makes you reach the top. It's your ability to articulate yourself, and it's your passion and your personality. And the personalities on this show is nothing short of second to none. I would honestly go that far. It is brilliant to be here. And my whole life, Kevin, I've known you. You are the most passionate sports fan I know, period. By far the most one. So thank you so much, and yeah, for the great wishes. I had a great time. I had a great time today, honoring Formula One as well with my birthday with the Ferrari jacket. So I can't wait to talk about Spa. Granted, there wasn't as much to talk about, but kudos to Oscar Piastri, the provisional champion. I think it's trending that way. He is the most reliable driver in the fastest car. But the star of Spa, like he was last year, like he is this year, my birthday week, the man continues to do it. Big up the greatest of all time, Lewis Hamilton, because his race in the first half, at least during the wet conditions, those overtakes, my guys. Yeah, some would say Ferrari's quick, but dude, no DRS. It was literally a proper race, and the machinery gap was nullified. The overtakes Hamilton had on literally everyone, masterclass. Thank you for that. And it was nice to see vintage Sir Lewis Hamilton back at the forefront.
100%. King, what's good with you, bro? Obviously, you know, we did the watch along yesterday. England women, back-to-back Euros champions. Elliot Toon is a two-time Euro champion. Chloe Kelly, you know, back in the winning penalty. But hope you're well, man. I hope you enjoyed the race yesterday as well. But big up to you, bro.
Oh yeah, the race was fun. Obviously, it was a wet to dry race. The first hour wasn't so fun because obviously it was delayed for like a whole hour. So I'm gonna lie, I was streaming, but I wasn't really there. I'm gonna lie, I nearly fell asleep because of the first hour of just waiting. But once the race actually got away, it was actually a pretty good race. Obviously not as much overtakes as in previous years, as the gap in terms of the amount of speed you need to be quicker than the previous driver. It was a bit harder to do overtakes in Spa this year due to the way the cars were. But outside of that, it was a good race. It was a fun watch. Obviously, Oscar won the race. Hamilton had a good race. You know, podium for Leclerc, which was good. But yeah, we'll talk about that much more into details of why that happened, how the race was won, and yeah, not much else really. And happy birthday to Augustia. Happy Earth Day. Obviously, it's coming towards the end of your day. It's only 5 o'clock here. It's probably like 11 there. So the next day is nearly upon you. But yeah, excited to talk about Formula One.
Thank you, King. I appreciate that from one king to another. No, I'm just kidding. Just playing.
I added the title. I forgot to add in the title. Lewis Hamilton up 11. We'll talk about Lewis Hamilton in a bit, but I have one guy who is here to join the stream. I've got
No way.
Oh my god.
McLaren himself.
Guys, my birthday was going unbelievably well until this motherfucker joined
All
the
right,
stream.
Papaya fans, I've arrived.
I'm going, guys. I don't want to ruin my birthday. Bye.
All right, bye.
How you doing?
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good, Liam. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well, man.
Yeah, I'm all good.
How'd you find the race?
Talk to me, bro.
Let's go. Let's go. We won again. But from Hamilton P18 to P7, masterclass of a drive.
100%. We'll talk about that. But make sure you guys like, make sure you guys hit subscribe. I'll add Liam's channel in the description and King's channel. So I added King's links to the title, but I'm going to add both of them to the description because it's only right that you find both channels there. And make sure you guys sub to this channel as well. Let's get this channel to 370. We're 2 subs away. Let's get there, people. And we're almost at the end of at the end of July. And like I said, I would have loved to have got to 400, but listen, slowly but surely 400 is upon us, and we'll definitely get there. As of right now, let's get a 380 subs by the end of July, if possible, people. Come on. Let's get the videos to 15 likes, if possible. 15 likes. If you guys are tuning in, make sure you guys slap the likes as well. But guys, Lewis Hamilton. Or do you want to talk about Oscar Piastri first?
It's your call.
I mean, the race winner has to come first, right? You might. It's only right that we have to talk about the race winner first.
Yeah.
King.
Yep.
Actually, since it's your birthday, I'll let you go first on this one.
Now, actually, I'll be magnanimous. The way I like to spend my birthdays, this is cheesy and corny, is making sure others around me are happy. So, King, you're the Formula One brainiac here. Take the floor.
Yeah, King. Go ahead.
I said it on the preview pod. I told the people that Lando wasn't good enough, and yet again he proved me right. What happened? First of all, it was an hour wait, and then it was a rolling start. So it wasn't even like it was from a gridlock start. It was a rolling start. Obviously, Lando had some issues with his energy source. But then Oscar had issues as well. But it was brave of Oscar to pass Lando in the wet. And after he passed him, he never looked back. I think Lando never even came close to him. Even when he was put on the better tire or the hard tires and actually had the overspeed on him towards the end of the race, what did Lando do? Mistake after mistake after mistake. He lost about 4 to 5 seconds from the mistakes he made towards the end of the race, and those mistakes stopped him having any chance of even catching up to Oscar. Oscar was pretty much perfect. Even any time you heard him on the radio, he was cool, calm, and collected. His lap times, imperious. He just kept it running, kept it ticking, and he did what he needed to do. He led from the first lap after he passed Lando, and there was nothing. No one was close to him. No one was on his level, and this is the beginning of the Oscar Piastri charge to the world title. I have no doubt that he'll win it, because I believe that he has the better mentality out of the 2 McLaren drivers, and this race showed it by abundance in mixed conditions, in points where you think, okay, maybe towards the end Lando might do something, might catch him up, has the quicker lap times, was moving at lap times as quick as half a second quicker towards the end. But while Oscar never made any mistakes, Lando did. While Oscar made lap after lap after lap of perfection, Lando made mistake after mistake after mistake, and that's the difference between a winner and a loser. That's the difference between going first and second. And when you're in the best machinery, which is that McLaren, that's the difference between a world champion driver and he could have been a world champion driver. And I think Oscar showed throughout the first half of this season that he's going to be the man to beat. He's going to be a man if McLaren can bring him the car next year, will be one fighting for the titles in the future. And yeah, man, he's unbelievable. Shout out to Oscar. Unbelievable race from the start to the end. And not much more I can say apart from the fact that it's another big win in his direction, another point towards him winning the title. Because in the end of the day, your biggest challenger is the person who sits in the opposite garage. And yet again, he's beaten him. He's beaten that guy. Oscar over Lando for life. And I finished with that. And Lando will not be in the sport in a couple years' time if he continues to make those types of mistakes, especially towards the end. Unacceptable for me personally. And to be honest, Lando should have won the race. If we're being completely honest here, Lando should have won that race, especially towards the end. He could have caught him up. He could have easily passed him with the quicker speeds he was going in. And the mistakes lost him the amount of time to catch up to Oscar and to pass him. So, brilliant Oscar, terrible Lando. And yeah, as I expected, the rightful one wins the race.
Augusti or Liam, when you want to go next?
Whoa,
Birthday boy.
Okay, thank you, Liam. Like I said, I want to make everyone here happy except this guy. I could not care less about him. So
No more
I'll take
birthday
the.
boy. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm not birthday boy. I'm birthday man. I'm the same age as you, Liam.
Birthday Michael Jackson.
Good boy.
And also, I'm infinitely taller than you. You are an Oompa Loompa and a frog compared to me.
Tu mere pagal kutia Michael Jackson.
Brother, you are a frog compared to me. You literally don't even reach my chest. For those
Brother,
who
you look
do
like
know
the
Liam,
new Indian Timo version of Michael Jackson with that jacket.
well,
love.
Timu version of Michael Jackson is better than someone that no one knows. Okay, anyways, sorry, we love you, Liam. But King, what you said, whoa, two statements there. I agree with the overall analysis. You made two statements there that are very provocative, but also I love them. They're great for content. Two things. You said A, Oscar over Lando, which is no problem. Operative phrase for life. That's a big statement because we've had our back and forths about Lando and Oscar. I've made it clear. I think in terms of mentality, Oscar's in a league of his own, and that's the difference between them. But in terms of peak pace, I think Lando Norris has shown throughout his career, yes, Oscar Piastri was a rook, but even then, Lando Norris at peak pace is the better driver, right? He dunked 7/10 on Oscar in Austria. He just won Silverstone a few weeks ago as well. He won back-to-back races. He was the only person who was remotely challenging that Mercedes dominance during the W11 era. So Lando Norris is someone that has proven that even in an inferior car, he can take it to higher lengths. I don't think Lando has an issue in terms of pure pace. We saw what he did in Monaco as well. The issue is his confidence. It's his confidence, it's his composure, and it's his ability to not bottle it. That's it. Now, that's the big hurdle. That's the biggest hurdle. But saying Oscar Piastri over Lando Norris for life, when the gap is only 16 points in the championship, that's not a lot. Everyone is making out to be like Lando Norris has lost the lead. No, he hasn't. I think Lando can easily win this championship still. I'm picking Oscar Piastri because I think this season Lando needs some help mentally. And Oscar Piastri, because he's the underdog, because the pressure is less on him, because he is so calm, composed, and collected, because the car is in a league of its own, I think Oscar will do the job. He's just more reliable across the season. But Oscar over Lando for life, King, I'm not sure about that sentiment. Personally, I'm not. I would say this season I agree, but going forward, to double down on that statement and say that Lando Norris won't be in the sport, and what was it, a few years, did you say?
Yes, he will be replaced by the young guy in F2.
Alex Dunn?
Yes.
The Irish lad?
Yeah. He will
Who,
be
by the way,
replaced by them.
Can I just add a real shout out to Alex Dunn this weekend? He had a tremendous moment. He had a tremendous overtake in the F2 race. Kudos to him. That was spectacular. For those who haven't seen it, I recommend you check it out. But to double down on that statement, King, I'm not so sure, man. I think Lando Norris is like Charles Leclerc. Sports today has really been corporatized. It is compromised and consumed by sponsors. Haas is your best example. Look at Haas in 2021. They only signed Mick Schumacher because of the Nepo factor and also his ability to lure sponsors. The same with Liam's favorite driver, the driver that looks almost identical to Liam, Nikita Mazepin. They only signed him because he has the Russian interest and the Russian commercial value. Thank you, King.
Motherfucker, I do not look like anything like that Russian imbecile.
Sorry, you're right. He looks
Kimi
infinitely better.
Räikkönen, okay? It's Kimi Räikkönen.
So, sorry, I'm so sorry, Nikita Mazepin. I didn't mean to insult you to compare you to Liam, but yeah. So I would say this: Lando's commercial value, he's never going to leave this sport. There's too much sentiment in the sport, but at the same time, that sentiment, King, is grounded in substance. There is substance in that sentiment, as I was saying with Lando Norris. So I don't think the gap between Lando and Oscar is much. I think Lando is better technically. Oscar is better mentally, but it is so close. So I agree this season Oscar Piastri is the favorite to win. And Belgium is almost the encapsulation of that, right? Lando finished on pole. But Oscar got the one and only overtake. And had Oscar not got that overtake, Lando would have won the race. The margins are fine, but the margins are where champions are made and contenders are falling. That's why Oscar will win this season. But going forward, I think if Lando can get a mental health coach, the pace, the raw talent, the instinct is completely there. We've seen it under different regulations and different eras. The difference is this season, Oscar Piastri is the most molded for it. So, yeah, King, I agree with your overall statement. Oscar is better than Lando today. But as a driver, long term, I'm not sure.
My guy Tifosi was good, bro.
Can I counter what Augustia said quickly before Liam goes?
Sure,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
The reason why I say it is because of the mentality, and mentality is something that can't be changed overnight. It will take a long time for Lando to get a winning mentality. That's what makes Max so great. That's what makes Lewis so great. Is that their mentality is win. Lando isn't so. Oscar is. And that difference is the difference between a winner and someone who's almost gonna win. That's what Danny Ricciardo had the potential to win a world championship. He didn't because he didn't have the mentality. Another guy, Bottas, he had the potential to win a world championship in that car, but he didn't have the mentality. For me, the likes of Lando, George, and Charles don't have it up there for me personally. And that's why I believe that in a couple of years they'll be out of the sport because there are younger drivers that have it up here are coming through. And if you're gonna tell me that Mercedes will probably look to bring in Max, George is gone. If you're gonna tell me Alex Dunn, the moves he made this weekend just to show the level of mentality he has and the way he's gonna boss F2 going forward, he has it up here. And if you can translate that to F1, who are you going to take out? Are you going to take out the mentality monster in Oscar, or are you going to take out the one that cries every other week in Lando? Let's be honest. Lando has to go. Same with Charles, too emotional. Always complaining but not commanding. Always wanting but not demanding. You have to demand from your team. You have to demand from yourself. You have to have the mentality to say, I'm going to win this race. I'm not going to make a mistake. I'm going to get this back. But what did Lando do towards the end of the race? And what does he do a lot of the times? He makes mistakes. Charles makes mistakes. George makes mistakes. And those mistakes loses you points. And you may say 16 points is not a lot, but that one, there's been titles been closer. There's been titles lost by 1 point. So every point counts. And he lost a big 7 points today because he should have won the race, in my opinion. Especially the mistakes he made towards the end when he what's it called?
Yeah, he had a couple lockups. He
Yeah,
exceeded
the
track
lockups.
limits a couple times as well. He was going to close in on Oscar. I'm just adding to your point real quick, even
Yeah,
though
the
you're
lockup.
countering on me. But yeah, he had a couple lockups. He finished the race, King, what, a couple seconds behind Lando? Behind
Yeah.
Oscar?
Those
Yeah,
lockups lost him, each one lost him a second each. That's the difference. Plus, obviously, you said the track limits and stuff. So he had the quicker car towards the end. He made those lockups. He made those mistakes. If he doesn't, he wins the race. He wins the race, then he can shut me up. And then I can say, okay, he showed me he had the mentality to win. This race encapsulated everything that I've said about Lando compared to Oscar.
I agree with that statement when it comes to Norris. Sorry, let me just read this comment out.
Yep.
I agree with that statement when it comes to Norris. He didn't perform well. With Charles, I think he has the potential. He never had the car for 2022. Exactly. Charles Leclerc never had the car in 2022. I remember at the start of 2022, Ferrari were cooking. And then something just happened and everything just fell apart. I think Max just got a lot better. Ferrari's strategy was very, very questionable. Binotto was just an idiot. So listen, all had to break loose. Everything had to change. So yeah. Sorry, I guess you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I'll just be very quick here. King, I 100% agree with you. Let's not get it twisted. I think Oscar Piastri today is the greater driver than Lando Norris. I'll reiterate one more time, I think technically they're very close. I would give the edge to Lando. I think Lando is much better in the wets than Oscar. I think this was the exception in terms of technical ability rather than rule. Lando Norris has had some very good performances in the wets. The issue with Lando has never been technical. It has only been mental. You make a very good point. Mentality takes time to grow, but let's just assume Oscar wins the championship this year. Even though the gap, I know 16 points is a lot, but it's also a little bit. It's not as much as the media is making out to be. Everyone is saying Lando Norris, choke job, bottler. Dude, if he won this race, it was 2
One win
points.
changes everything. One win changes everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
But
you make the mistakes you make across the season loses you points and then loses you more points and more points. So 16 turns to 30, 30 turns to 50, 50 turns to then you lose the chance to win the drivers, especially when you're in the best car. You can't have those mistakes.
Oh, you are 1,000,000% correct. I agree, but But in the sense, I don't think Lando's days are numbered simply because this is a corporate captured sport, and Lando is.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. If it was up to me, if it wasn't based on in sentimentality and advertising, his days would be numbered more than Oscar.
But also, guys,
And I
it's
think
not
Oscar's good. And I think Oscar technically is going to improve to be a higher level than Lando over the next couple of years because he has a higher ceiling than Lando.
But it's not sentimentality because, like I said, ever since Lando's been in Formula One, who were the only two drivers to outpunch their weight class during the Mercedes domination? It was Max and Lando. Who was the only driver to really compete more often than not against the Mercedes and Red Bull? At least be the closest. It was Lando. Even up until last season, everybody would tell you, virtually everybody would tell you, unless you were playing mind games like Christian Horner, that Lando Norris is the better driver than Oscar Piastri. Lando never lost the talent. The talent is there. He always had potential to win a world championship. He is still winning back-to-back races, dunking 7/10s on his teammate at time to time. The issue is, you're right, the mentality, but he has time. Because right now with McLaren, there is no existential risk. They're head and shoulders in a league of their own. Right? No one is chasing them. And if the championship goes neck and neck till the end of the season, King, Lando Norris making so many mistakes. If he finishes a few points behind Oscar Piastri, what does that also say about Oscar? Because if it was Max and Lewis in that car, there would be no contest. There would be absolutely no contest. The championship would be done 4 races before the end of the season. It also shows that Oscar Piastri is not this mega mind, this demon that mega mind? Why did I use mega mind? The only mega mind is here.
Whoa.
Mega mind that people expect him to be. So
go after Augusta, but go on, bro. Sorry, finish.
But yeah, so when it comes to Lando versus Oscar, yes, Oscar is better mentally, 100%. And the mind is your greatest tool, your greatest threat. Whereas PY, he loves this statement, but I say it all the time here. Yeah, Lando has it all technically. He's better in the wets. He can adjust. In the dry, he can still do it. The problem is he makes too many mistakes, but he is improving. Right? Last season, our biggest criticism of Lando Norris was what? Every time he was on pole, he would lose places. Every time he's been on pole, at least 4 of the last 5 times he's been on pole this season, he has consolidated and won the race. So he is improving. He is cutting down his flaws. I just wouldn't go that far. My point is very simple. I agree with you, but I wouldn't go as far as to saying for life, Oscar Piastri is better than Lando Norris. I just think that's quite hyperbolic, but sensationalist. I agree. I love it for content. And also, I would not even go as far as to say Lando needs to be replaced because Ekevin, we've used this phrase for so many years. If it ain't broke, Ekevin, why fix it? Let's go on, Ekevin. You can piggyback.
Oh, one more thing actually before there is no guarantee that McLaren will be the best team next year. It's a new regulation. So this is the only year that Lando may even have to win a title. So after this, who knows? McLaren might be the 3rd or 4th best team. We don't know because new regulations mean new leaders, and
which is why. Real quick, which is exactly that plays in Lando's hands. Because some would say, like you and me, if it was a competitive sport solely, that more pressure on Lando, because if he underperforms next year, then he's out of a seat. But it's not. Because it's a corporate sport, the British media, the mainstream media, the narratives that get into Lando's head, that clearly get into Lando's head as we see post-race, they're never going to be about replacing Lando. Instead, they will shift all the pressure to Oscar Piastri. because he would have beaten Lando for the championship. Come next season, there's less pressure on Lando to deliver, and he will outperform his car. I have no doubt in my mind.
I have doubts for me personally.
Okay.
But Lando did sport from 2019. That's enough to gain a good mentality.
Yeah, he's right.
Liam, obviously McLaren 1 and 2. Talk to me about both your drivers.
Let's see. To add on to the mentality that Lando had in 2019, he was, I don't want to say correct spot, but he was in the spot where he could focus more. But what it is, I also agree. I don't think Lando is going to be in the sport in the next coming years, because at some point, every single season, all team principals are analyzing the F2 drivers. Some of them even attend F2 races to see who is their next best candidate. Like Kimi Antonelli, they got him from F2 because they saw that he could perform and he was right for the seat. Toto's like, okay, I want this young kid. He's a prodigy in his field. So let's see what he can do in a Mercedes car. But if Lando goes, what I think it should be, what was his name again? Augustia? Alex Dunn, right? Yeah, it was Alex Dunn, I think. Yeah. It was Alex Dunn. Hopefully he's going to get a seat. But adding on to the breaking news, which is not breaking news, but Max Verstappen is going to stay with Red Bull next year. Because if he was in the top 3, he would be able to exit out of his contract. But in those terms, he might decide to move to Mercedes or another team. But I think he might look for an extension to his contract with Red Bull by the end of next season.
Would I add anything more to what Augustia and King?
Well, I could add on, I think my prediction is I think Oscar Piastri is going to win the championship, because you can clearly see that he's the better driver at McLaren. He has the more aggressive driving style compared to Lando. Lando backed off because he was afraid that it could result in damaging his car, or it could have been he didn't have enough fuel to overtake Piastri, or he just did not go. What happened when he got overtaken by Piastri? He should have taken the inside line. Instead, he went outside, and that provided Piastri with an opportunity to take the undercut and overtake him. So I think it was Lando Norris's fault on lap 1 that he lost his P1 position to Piastri. Yep.
My opinion on this, I think Lando he's still got a few. Sorry. He's still got a few more years to prove, in my opinion, whether he's at the level or not. As things stand for me, I don't think Lando is a bum. Because once Lando Norris ends up, if Lando Norris, let's say, from let's say post Singapore, because I think they come into Asia in October, if I'm correct. What's the next race? It's in.
So the next race is in Hungary. They come to Asia in September.
Right. So they had like a month break, almost like a month break. So after that is like what? Not Singapore, but where is that before? Where's it before that? Is it in? Because I need to be clear.
Sorry. I'll correct myself. Yeah, it is a 1 month break after Hungary, which is this upcoming week. After Hungary, it's the Dutch Grand Prix, and then it's Monza, and then it's Baku, and then we come to Singapore.
And then Singapore.
So
After
Singapore is end of September to beginning October, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So listen, at the end of the day, I think up until Singapore, if Lando Norris can pick it up, I say Hungary. If that's his race, what is that? If Oscar finishes second, what is that? At the moment, they're like 16 points ahead. If Oscar gets 18 points, which would be like, how many points would that be? They'd be within single digit points apart. If come the next race, if Lando Norris wins, so Lando has to start winning from 2 races on, in my opinion, if he wants to win this championship and prove that he's still that number 1 driver. Because as things stand right now, I agree. Oscar Piastri at the moment is the number 1 driver. The way things are going for him, you can't fault it. Mentality wise, you are right as well. Oscar Piastri is levels above Lando Norris in terms of mentality. However, objectively, who I think is the better driver, Lando. Objectively, the guy's been in the sport for how long now? Since 2019, like Tifosi was saying. If he can prove himself within this year that he can lead McLaren, I don't see any issues why McLaren should be considering moving him on. Like I said, it's this year and next year. Then I can make my full judgment on this whole thing. As of right now, I still think Lando Norris is the better driver. Mentally, no. In terms of actual driver, yes, he is the better driver. But like I said, cognitive thinking, mentality, you lead that to Lando Norris. Sorry, to Oscar Piastri. Like I said, I like you guys have said as well. But objectively, if like I'm going to say it one more time, Lando is the better driver. So I still stand by that. Lando has, for me, 1.5 year more to prove himself. He's got next season and maybe a bit of the following season to show me that he can take that McLaren seat, number 1 seat. Otherwise, it might be time to move him on. I give the window of Lando Norris to prove himself probably at 1.5 years to actually tell me that he's the number 1 driver. As of right now, Oscar has taken that seat because he's been the better driver this year. Overall, he's not the better driver. That's what I think, at least. But we're gonna move on, unless you guys want to add something.
I do.
Of course.
It's been clear that Lando isn't the better driver. He's been in the sport too long and hasn't got a mentality to win.
Yeah, but McLaren's car hasn't been that good though, bro. Let's just be honest.
In 2020, he lost to Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz got the big move to Ferrari. He didn't. Why? Because Ferrari knew that Carlos was the better driver than him.
Can I correct you? Was Ferrari ever in for Lando? And was Lando ever interested in going to Ferrari? I don't think either party, Lando has always been, Carlos Sainz himself said it. Lando Norris is like the poster boy for McLaren. Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time champion, was always going to replace Carlos Sainz, who Charles Leclerc is the project at Ferrari. So I don't think Ferrari were ever in for Lando and vice versa. Zach Brown's guy is Lando Norris. We've all known that.
But when Ferrari knocks, they go for the best driver. They went for Carlos because he beat him that year in 2020.
King, are you sure? Didn't McLaren finish above Ferrari that year?
2020, the year that Carlos was there, he beat Lando in points,
So
and
they
haven't been above. They weren't above Ferrari in that year.
Oh, they weren't.
No.
Really? I thought this was the year that Vettel tailed off and Leclerc was having a pretty iffy time.
Oh yeah, they were. My bad. I was wrong with that one.
Yeah, because for me, why would Lando go from a stable environment at McLaren when they've given him the keys to the kingdom to join Binotto's Ferrari?
Yeah, and then the next year Ferrari was ahead of McLaren. McLaren was 4th.
But I'll just give Lando the benefit of the doubt. His car has never been that good. He's
2021, Danny Rick won a race. Lando didn't.
Yeah, but how long has Danny Rick been in F1 though? He's been in F1 way longer than Lando has, obviously.
Also, King, the race that Danny Rick won, it was team orders towards the end. Let's not forget. Lando Norris was told you cannot overtake Daniel Ricciardo by the end of the race. So and Lando Norris was actually the quicker driver. He was just defending Ricciardo.
And he listened to team orders. Why?
Okay, King, come on. That, I think King, that's a little bit too much.
Winners don't listen to orders. Winners don't listen to orders. Yeah, that's right. Mentality. No. No mentality.
King, if you were on the grid,
McLaren, I'll listen to you, McLaren.
Okay.
Real winners don't listen to orders.
Jesus Christ.
But I don't think you can hold that against
orders. Yeah.
Sorry, I guess.
When Lucas said to Seb, Multi-21, Seb said no because he's a winner. That's what winners do. They don't listen to orders. They just say, I'm going to drive the race. Talk to me afterwards. We can have to talk after the race.
Ladies.
Why did Lewis
he ain't got the mentality. He
has the mentality. Come on.
No, he doesn't, guys. He doesn't. You're 100% correct. He doesn't. I'm just my only refutations. The only points I disagree with both of you are he'll be out of the sport, and Oscar Piastri will always be better than him. That's it. I don't use the word always. I don't think he'll be out of the sport, and I think in terms of peak pace, he's better. That's all. Apart from that, I 110% agree with everything you're saying, and I think Ekevin might be the same.
He'll be out the sport in a couple of years.
Okay.
He'll be replaced by Dunn. He'll be replaced by the Irishman.
I don't think he'll be out of the sport. I think if he doesn't, like I said, if he doesn't prove himself within a year and a half, I reckon he could be replaced. But I don't think he'll be out of the sport. I think that's too far.
There's not enough seats. Once you lose a team like McLaren, there's not many places you can go.
King, are there 20 drivers better than Lando Norris?
There's not many at the moment.
Are there 20 drivers? Because King and Liam, both of you, when both of you, guys, when both of you say he will be replaced out of the sport, you are basically implying that there are 20 drivers better than him. And I don't know about you, Ekevin. I don't agree with that.
Huh?
I don't think there are 20 drivers better than Lando Norris.
I don't agree. I don't agree either. There's 21.
You're so good, King. King, honestly, you're so good.
What is this? 21. It's oh my god.
There's 21 seats available. We ain't got none of them.
I said Lando's the top 7 driver on the current grid.
I think peak form in terms of current ability, Lando's top 5.
Yeah, agreed.
Like only ones like we said last time, I put Verstappen above him.
Yeah, I say Verstappen, Leclerc.
I put Piastri above him. You can even put Leclerc above him if you want to.
Hamilton, obviously.
Today, I'm not sure.
No. Not about today, like peak in power, like at their peak.
But obviously we can't do that because teams don't think of at pure peak. It's peak ability that they can today, if that makes sense.
How about Fernando Alonso?
Wait, in this current, would you have over Lando?
No. We're just mean in terms of peak ability based on current capacity. Does that make sense? That's a bit verbose, but peak ability.
You also have to consider the age of guys as well.
Yeah, so obviously Fernando and Lewis are like, trust me, compared to Lando, they are in Pluto. They're in a different universe. They're in a multiverse compared to Lando in terms of peak ability. But today, I don't think so. No, I'm taking Lando over both. Maybe not.
To be honest, if I put both of them in the McLaren, they beat Lando.
I still think Lando's a better driver than Oscar. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, I agree with you.
Forget current form. Like I think overall Lando's a better driver. Like I've watched Lando.
He isn't though.
I've watched Lando long enough to tell you he's a better driver. He just made one really bad mistake in that 2021 race where he could have actually won it. But it was obviously a wet race, so it's going to be hard to, get over the line. He made that one mistake where he could have beaten Hamilton.
Can I add Ekevin like I did with Monza?
Lewis Hamilton on form in Mercedes as well, by the way.
Can I add with that Sochi race, Russia you're talking about? It wasn't even his mistake. It was the team giving him wrong information. So I wouldn't even blame Lando that far either. And it was his first time ever competing for a race victory. Like
I agree with Tifosi.
No, absolutely. Kimi today,
maybe I disagree.
2 years, I agree. Guys, Kimi has scored points in one of the last 7 races. Think about that. Yeah. One of the last 7 races in the Mercedes. We're talking today, right? Not in 2 years. In 2 years, Kimi wipes the floor with Lando. I agree. But today, no.
No chance.
Liam, what do you mean? Oh, so you agree with me suddenly?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Mr. Joshi J, big up to you, bro. Hope you're well. Make sure you guys sub to his channel.
Equal machinery. Lando will be fighting 7th or 8th.
But Tifosi, I love the bold take though. I love it though. Keep filling the chat.
It's the truth. It's the truth. It's either him or Kimi that will be 7th or 8th. That's what will happen.
Lewis Hamilton today, guys.
Yeah, he'll be way ahead of them. He'll be fighting for first. Equal machinery, Lewis. You see what he did?
No. Peak Lewis, I think, is the only one that can compete with Max. But today's form, guys, on the hard tire, he has barely made much strides above any of the top 7. Like Lando is
himself, bro. Even Lewis himself admitted this week was not his.
But he said same machinery. You know what same machinery means?
But on current form, it will take Lewis a bit of time to adapt. Yeah.
Nah, same machinery. He's dominating.
Same machinery. It's easy for him.
No.
Same car, same engine, same setup, same everything.
Lewis is my GOAT, peak ability. But I have to be honest, guys. This season, I haven't seen Lewis do it at all in dry except China.
Yeah, because the car, to be honest, hasn't been to his liking. He doesn't have the braking that he had at Mercedes. He
I can say
doesn't
the
have
same.
the kind of
King. What happened to? Oh, winners make no excuses, bro. What happened to all of
no.
that?
I'm
I
I'm
can-
telling you, I'm telling
Okay,
you
okay.
that the car makes a big difference as well. If you
Guys,
give Lewis the car, he's gonna win. But he hasn't had the car this season. They've
Guys,
even said yesterday on Twitter that Ferrari are adding no more to the package.
yeah, guys. Sorry, I just wanted to rage.
Spend that
Everyone
money.
knows how much I like Lewis. Come on, don't be stupid. Lewis is obviously going to beat Lando.
But he said equal machinery. Equal machinery means Lewis dominating.
Yeah, guys, I'm joking. I'm just rage baiting, by the way. Of course, everyone knows how much of a big Lewis Hamilton fan I am. So,
It would be Lewis Max 1-2, and then 3-4 would probably be. Ooh, 3-4 is interesting.
Thank you. Yes. I would take Lando.
3-4 would be George and Leclerc maybe. 5-6 will be Oscar and
No, so
for someone
me,
else.
King, no, for me it's Max, Lewis, George, top 3. I'm picking Charles 4th, Lando 5th. That's mine.
You don't win, you're a bum.
You're
or
bum.
Yeah, that's actually I actually love that quote, bro. Can I steal that?
No, I was rage baiting with that one. I ain't gonna lie to you. But no, wait. Let's be honest here, though. Obviously, he's not worse than Kimi, but he's worse than Oscar for me, personally. I think Oscar has proven, especially this year, 6 wins to 4. He's been the better driver over the course of this season so far, and I think he will continue to be so. And as I said, his ceiling to go even higher is more. So I'm a kind of guy that looks into the future. I don't think Lando has any more improvement he can do. I think he's tailed. I think he's at the level he's meant to be. I don't think he goes any better. I don't think the only way for him now is down. And with that being said, it's up to McLaren to believe, if they believe Dunn has a better ceiling than Lando, and because the sport's getting younger and younger, I think to be honest, any driver over the age of maybe like 24, 25. I don't know how old Lando is now. It's going to be more difficult to stay on those seats unless you're in the only way Lando will stay in the sport if he leaves McLaren, if he goes to a team that isn't going to win anything. But does he have that kind of nous to improve a car? I don't know. I don't think he has that in him. I don't think you can put him.
You say that about Hamilton, though, bro. That he doesn't have the car. I can make the same case for Lando Norris. That he's never had the car. He's never had the car. Last year, I think they just made significant upgrades to make them look superior, because
they were superior towards the end, and he didn't. And he didn't win.
They saw, but Max Verstappen was in a league of his own. Max Verstappen.
Yeah, but when he had the best car, he didn't win every race. Why? Because he didn't have it.
The first 10 races, Max and Red Bull were in a league of their own.
Exactly. That's the point I was about to make. If Max Verstappen hadn't gained all those points at the very start, it could have been Lando Norris's year. It could have been. If Max Verstappen wasn't in a league of his own, like he was literally by himself on top. He was literally winning every single race. Up until
Lando should have won last year, though.
But you can't say that because Max Verstappen had a very, very good start. Like he was dominating F1. Like
I don't. But towards the end, it was McLaren. But guess what?
Yeah, McLaren ended up winning the constructors, but Max Verstappen, like I said, he didn't win for like a month or two. I agree with you. Maybe Lando Norris could have won a few more races. However, this is more so a credit to Max Verstappen than it is to Lando Norris, because Max Verstappen held on. He got his podium places when he needed it most. Yes, he might not have been faster than Lando Norris towards the end, but you could clearly see that Max Verstappen had enough to get the points to get himself over the line. And this is more so a credit to Max than it is to Lando. And this is not me saying Lando should have won. I agree, Lando maybe could have done better. However, you know the driver Max Verstappen is last year. You know who he is. It's Max Verstappen.
Yeah, he's a winner.
The 4-time champion for a reason.
Yeah.
But this is why I can also add that. Sorry to interrupt you, guys. Let me just add this here. But this is where I can say McLaren made the upgrades maybe a little bit too late. McLaren had the time to make the upgrades. They could have done it a bit earlier. Who knows? I'm siding with Lando Norris here. I reckon maybe if they had made the upgrades earlier in the season, Red Bull could, Lando Norris could have won the championship. He could have won the championship if they made the upgrades earlier, because I've been saying this over the years. He's not had the car. His car was not better than Ferrari's, not even better than Mercedes if you look at it. Red Bull weren't even better. Sorry, McLaren weren't even better than Mercedes at one point. McLaren have just shot themselves all the way up, bro. McLaren, don't forget, we're talking about McLaren who were last. They were last at one point.
Yeah.
McLaren were last, so to shoot all the way up from where they were to where they are now, and to be so competitive and in a league of their own, it's only a credit to them. And we can't discredit any of the drivers. At the same time, I agree. Maybe Lando could be doing a little better. There's always gonna be mistakes here and there from a driver, but Lando, he's, in my opinion, like I said, I'm gonna give him another 1.5 year window to prove that he can still be a top driver, and to have the car to do so, he's gonna have to deal with McLaren on this one. This is just my point. This is just my point on it all. I said what I think. The upgrades were made a little bit too late last year because they made such a good push that they were literally fighting wheel to wheel with Max, and Ferrari also came for a bit. They also had their period of winning a couple races, getting podiums with McLaren. But like I said, the upgrades, too late. But that's just my point on it. And I want to know Liam's point and Kim. I think you want to add, and then Liam, you can go straight afterwards.
Oh, what, me?
You want to say something? No, just now.
Yes. When it comes to Lando, he's a good driver, but there's a difference between good and elite. Good drivers can win races. Good drivers can get you up there in points. Elite drivers, give them the car, they win the championship. That's what Max does. That's what Lewis does. That's what Sebastian Vettel did. That's what Schumacher did. And I believe Oscar Piastri has the potential to be an elite driver. And I think he's going to win it. And he's going to win the championship, and he'll cement himself as elite, because the difference between Lando and these other drivers that I've mentioned is that when they get given the car to win, they're ruthless. And when Lando had the car to win towards the end of last season, he wasn't ruthless. This season, he hasn't been ruthless. Why? Because he's not elite. He's good. And good isn't good enough in Formula One. The only seat that's truly not gonna be able to be changed is the only seat that's not gonna that will never be changed is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Stroll, because his dad owns the company. But if you're a good driver, you can be replaced. Elite drivers can't be. So.
But I wouldn't call either of them elite, though. That's a bit too far. I wouldn't call the McLaren drivers elite.
Oscar will be elite if he wins this championship.
I agree with you. The ceiling is there, but
yeah. If he wins it this year, he'll be elite. But in his third year in Formula One with a winning car, he wins if he wins over Lando, he'll be elite.
But you mentioned it, bro. Like you said, Lando Norris was going up against an elite level driver, which was Max Verstappen. It was hard to get past him. Yes, he beat him in a lot of races last year. But Max got the points early on to cement himself as the champion.
Yeah, because he's elite. Lando isn't. That's what I'm saying. Good drivers get replaced. Elite drivers stay. And the only ones that stay for long haul are ones that either they're like Lance Stroll, whose father's involved, or if they have a lot of money in the game. For example, Perez will come back because he has money in the game. He has Carlos Slim, one of the richest men in the world, backing him. So he'll get a Cadillac seat.
There's really no losing to Max, though, is there? I mean, Max is the way better driver, anyways. Like I know, like you mentioned, Max. Obviously, he's an elite level driver, but then again, the points that he accumulated early on was enough for him to win. Lando was slowly picking up from there. Now he and Oscar are going wheel to wheel for the championship. Yes, Oscar might come out on top, but if Oscar barely scrapes by with the championship, and Lando's had such a slow start but finishes very, very, very few points behind, like Augustia said, does that say more about Oscar than it does Lando?
Who?
I'm saying if Lando Norris finishes a few points behind after a slow start against Oscar Piastri, does that say more about Oscar?
No, Oscar's ahead. Oscar shouldn't be ahead. That's what I'm saying. Oscar should be second.
Agreed, but they're both racing for McLaren. That's
Yeah,
the one.
Oscar should be second.
I had this debate with people as well before. But
Lando's been in the car for 6 years. He is the lead driver. He is the man that's been in this car for longer. He's been the guy that's helped build up this team. I agree with those statements. He's done that. But in halfway through the season, he should be number one right now. He shouldn't. He should have 7 race wins and be number one by a mile. But he doesn't. He has 4. Oscar has 6. The guy who's only been in the sport for 3 seasons. This is his 3rd season. But you're the guy who's been in the sport for double the amount. Been through the trials and tribulations. You know, had the good points, the bad points. Won a race last season for the first time.
Yeah.
And this year, and came second. And said, yeah, I'll be back next year to win. But now you're second to your teammate, who's younger than you.
Yeah. Your go, bro.
Well, I'm gonna talk about Ferrari. To be honest, one thing I want your opinion on, Ekevin, is how long do you think Hamilton is gonna go for an F1 till he gets his 8th world title? You think he's gonna go till he gets his championship, or when do you think he's gonna end? What do you think's gonna stop him at some point in the season to prevent him from racing again?
I don't see him getting his 8th world championship.
Yeah, I don't see it anytime soon.
I don't see it. I do see Ferrari winning I do see Ferrari winning a constructors championship.
Yeah.
I don't see Lewis Hamilton winning an 8th world championship. That's what I think. I don't see I don't see Lewis Hamilton winning an 8th world championship with the drivers that there are around him. It's going to be hard to compete against McLaren's individual drivers. It's going to be hard to compete against Max in a new car next year as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget. It's going to be hard to compete against. Actually, I think that's all about there. That's all about that. That's all you have. Maybe even Charles could be faster. Because I had this argument with King earlier on before the F1 season started. Me and King had this debate, right? Who would be Ferrari's number 1 driver this season? I said Charles because he's been in the seat longer, but he said Lewis because Lewis is the 7-time world championship. But being in that Ferrari seat is completely different to being a 7-time world championship in a different car. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Once you sit in that Ferrari car, the pressure mounts because you know the demands from Ferrari fans that they are going to what they want, what they expect, and they've not seen success for so long. We've not seen success for a very, very long time. Do I think Lewis Hamilton has the capability of helping Ferrari become good? Yes. Do I think he wins an 8th world championship? No. Too late. Too late. I think it's way too late now. It's hard to look past, you know, the drivers that because I think Lewis's Ferrari window could be at least another 2 more years. I think he'll extend for 1 more year and he'll dip.
Yeah,
I think he'll set out in the sun come 2 more years. I think he'll retire with Ferrari. I think this is where he says goodbye to the sport. I think in 2 more years, that's where he says goodbye. I think he's got 2 more years left. I think he'll extend with Ferrari. Maybe 3 more years. Maybe he might stay for 4 in total. But do I think he'll win a world championship? Like I said, no.
No.
But I want to hear your thoughts on obviously like our points that me and King made obviously about McLaren. Like obviously we had the debate about Lando. Do you want to add anything more to that? Do you want to add anything more?
Lando, as in his mentality, or as in him becoming the better driver, or getting a championship, or just in general?
Everything.
Well, as I mentioned before, I'm going to say it again. Oscar Piastri is the better driver here at McLaren. The reason being more aggression. He has better mentality. He can stay focused. He's not afraid to overcome any challenge, whatever comes across his path. He will overtake and overcome that fear that he has. One problem with Lando Norris. Okay, he won the British Street P. That was just by luck. But one thing Lando needs to learn from Oscar is to not be afraid to overtake a driver no matter what condition, no matter if you don't have enough fuel, ERS or DRS, or if you have a car issue. You need to be one of those drivers who have the mentality and the willingness to become an aggressive driver and do whatever it takes to get that P1 position at the end of the race. Lando still has it, but what he lacks is the commitment to overtaking, even though that it's going to be a very tight gap and a very tight space between Oscar's car. That's what Lando lacks, is just the commitment to overtake and become an aggressive driver. That's all I can say, is Lando needs to get on the mentality where Oscar is when it comes to driving aggressively and getting to where he wants to finish at the end of every race. That's what he lacks. That's what he needs to learn from Oscar. And eventually Oscar, it might even talk to him at some point in the season and tell him, this is what you need to do in order to win, like me. You need to have that mentality to overtake. So yeah.
I hear Tifosi's comment. I hear it. I know mentality beats age. Facts. Mentality is what you need. It's what you need. It's what you need. But obviously, for me, you're not wrong. I hear your points, but I still think Lando has a lot to prove. Still.
Yeah.
I think Lando's got another year and a half to prove. But while waiting for Augusta to come back, make sure you guys.
Can I talk on your Ferrari point quickly?
Yeah, let me just quickly say, make sure you guys slap in the likes as well. Make sure you guys hit subscribe to both King and Liam's channel. Links in the title, or actually, the links are in the description of the video. So make sure you guys check that out. Get this to 15 likes if you can, people, and let's get a 370 subs. We're 2 subs away, guys, from 370. If you guys can sub, that'd be fantastic, man. We want to get 370 subs, or even 380 if possible, but 370, that's the goal. Just 2 subs needed, guys. 2 subs. Come on, people. And well, I guess he comes back. King, you can make your point about Ferrari, bro. No problem.
Yeah, on the Lewis thing. I think if let's say hypothetically next season Ferrari has the best car, Lewis wins his 8th championship. If Ferrari have the best car next season. If they don't, I think he'll leave at the end of next season. Because for me, his time at Ferrari
depends how good the car is.
No, because if it's not the best, I think he's gone. And if it's like 3rd or 4th best, which is most like that's what will be the case.
Okay. If it's the best, then and he loses a championship to Charles Leclerc, then he's gonna stay for another year to try and get that next champion. I think he can do that.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I believe if it's the best car, if Ferrari is the best car next year, he wins the championship by a mile.
Then he just easily leaves.
Then he leaves.
Yeah, I agree.
I think either way he leaves. Either way he leaves by the end of next year. Either he has the best car, wins the championship next year and leaves, or he doesn't have the best car next year and he leaves. Because in his mind, it's either win or bust for Lewis Hamilton. In terms of getting his 8th next season. Because either him and Ferrari have to make the perfect car and he wins the title next year, or they don't and he goes at the end of the season. Because I feel like for him, there's no point for him to stay in Formula 1 if he doesn't think he's in a car that can win. Yeah. And he might as well just go off and do his other adventures, focus on his fashion stuff, focus on his other things, maybe even create a driver academy, make the next level of drivers. Obviously, he's a big advocate of diversifying the sport as well, because he's one of a kind, and in the sense that he's the only brother on the out of the 20 drivers. So that's something that needs to be changed in the sport. There needs to be a bit more color in terms of the sport, and I think he's the person that can create that change and get more brothers into racing and into Formula 1 and at least into F3 and F2 and having his own academy that focuses on the stuff he likes, the inclusivity, etc. But so it just depends on the car Ferrari make. If he has a winning car, he'll stay for the long term, and he'll win maybe 1 or 2 drivers' championships. If he doesn't have the car, he's gone. That's my thinking. Because for me, unless he and when I mean gone, I mean he leaves Ferrari and goes somewhere else. Either he leaves the sport altogether, or he goes to another team and has his Vettel era where he's just chilling in a random car and just driving around for a couple seasons just because he loves the sport rather than going for another title. For example, maybe go to
Williams.
Williams or a Haas
Haas.
or whatever or a Cadillac. Maybe Cadillac might try and sign him up because they that that's money
Audi?
for them.
Audi, maybe, who knows?
No,
Audi.
Cadillac would make more sense. One of the American teams, because they, he's big over in America, he's big over in Brazil, so South America, North America, they can actually market him over there. They may bring him in just for a year, just to see what he can do, but plus he has an ambassador role at Ferrari, so he can stay as the background and nurture the next drivers. So maybe if Behrman goes into the car after him, he can nurture him as his do the what's his name? Keep forgetting his name every time. The
Niki Lauda
role for Behrman and for the future Ferrari drivers. That will probably be Behrman, maybe Kimi if he goes to Ferrari in the future, maybe whoever else comes next. But that's what's gonna happen. And if Ferrari don't have a good car over the next couple of years, you will see the likes of Charles eventually leave as well. And I think within the next 3 years, I think George, Charles, and Lando will be out of their seats. For me personally, will they be within the sport? Maybe, but they won't be in the major teams. Those 3 guys definitely are going to be moved on, one way or another. Especially if the big bombshell of Max goes to Mercedes, because I think Max Kimi is going to be there. And then McLaren will probably look to bring in Dunn, because if they don't bring in Dunn will then move to another team, and it will be similar to the Oscar Piastri Alpine situation, where you lose a future star because you were too slow, and I don't think McLaren would want that. And then was it Ferrari? I think Charles's time is coming up in the next couple of years as well, just because they've got up and coming drivers that are quicker than him. And obviously in the Kick Sauber, you got Boratello, you got Hadjar, you got other drivers coming through that maybe Ferrari look at and say we can put him in our car. So yeah, so I feel like if Hamilton doesn't get the car next year, he's gone after a year. If he does get the car, he wins 8, maybe even 9 championships. For me personally, but I would say this: he should already be an 8-time winner. Anyway, remember 2021. Don't ever forget it.
Yeah, I guess
What's good? I'm back.
I hope you heard some of the comments that me and King have made. I think while you were away.
No, I had to go do something quite important, but I'm back.
King, we were discussing about the Lando versus Max, and I brought your. Sorry, yeah, Lando versus Max last year championship.
Okay.
Last year championship, it was like at the start, like I said, the same one that Lando Norris's car also wasn't ready compared to Max's car. That's the points that Max accumulated and all that. You can rewind it, watch it back. But I also want to ask you, obviously on your thoughts on Lewis Hamilton. Like obviously I mentioned, I don't think he'll win his 8th World Championship with Ferrari. But also King made a good point that I agree with, that it depends how good the car is next year. If it's not very good, you might as well leave. But if it's very, very good to the point where it's competitive and it's ready to win a championship, I think you could stay out for another year or 2 to get the 8th World Championship. Because it depends. Maybe Charles could be slightly better, but if Lewis Hamilton comes close second, he might want to go. He might want to run it back another year, or a year or 2. I reckon personally for me, I think he stays 3 years, 3 years minimum, 4 years max with Ferrari. But like I said, it depends on the circumstances of next year. Like King made a good point, but I want to know your thoughts on obviously Lewis Hamilton's future. I think because Liam, you can ask him the question. I kind of forgot how the question was kind of structured, but you can just kind of.
The one about Lewis?
Yeah.
All right, Gustia, do you think that Hamilton? At what point in F1 in any season or next year do you think Hamilton is going to leave, or do you think he's going to stay until he gets his 8th world title? What do you think? How long do you think he's going to stay for?
That's a great question. All 3 of you, I appreciate the discussion on Hamilton. Look, next time you guys ask me a question about Lewis Hamilton, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to play you a segment from what I said after Abu Dhabi last year. I have it clipped on my phone. My phone's dead right now. But no, my phone is like, look at my phone. 1%. I can't do it, guys. My phone's about to die. Next time, trust me, it is literally prophesizing, forecasting, spoiling.
Yeah, play it.
I will have to, but my phone's dead, so I can't. Like, it's gonna die if I open it. I spoiled everything that would happen with Lewis Hamilton so far in his career with Ferrari. I said those first 6 to 7 months up until the summer break, it's going to be hell. He's going to be the worst driver among the Ferrari duo. He's going to be one of the worst drivers among the 4 contending teams. I said this word for word, bar for bar. I said in the second half of the season, he could be erratic still, but by the end of it, he might regain some rhythm. And then in the new regulations, I said it then, I said it now. I declare, I think Lewis Hamilton will win his 8th championship, official 8th championship come next year. I think he'll still do it. I still have hope and faith in him. But if it comes to Lewis Hamilton, yeah, I mean, I think this is no surprise for me. Lewis Hamilton, like Max Verstappen, they only compete for one reason and one reason only: win. Period. They don't give a shit about finishing on the podium. They don't care. I mean, did you guys see the answer that Max gave the other day? He was asked, "You've been on the podium 100 times. How do you feel about that?" Max is like, yeah, well, I've been racing 188 times in Formula One. That's 88 missed podiums. That's what both of them are all about. They're all about maximal input, maximal output. So when it comes to Lewis Hamilton, what I think will happen is, look, okay, sorry. What I think will happen is Lewis Hamilton next year, it's about the machinery. Ekman, you threw me off with what you sent me in the chat. It's about the machinery. The machinery that if he gets given a car that's able to win, I think he can win. I think the whole purpose and project with Ferrari was about next year. It's always been about next year. That we're never going to be able to compete this year. So, yeah, Lewis Hamilton, it's make or break next year. Now, if he gets the car that wins, that's it. It's all eggs in the basket for next year. If he underperforms, I think, as you said, I don't think he'll have a Vettel era, guys. Guys, I don't think Lewis Hamilton will have a Vettel era. He's just too big. He's like Lionel Messi. He's like Cristiano Ronaldo. He's like LeBron James. They're not going to be managers. Guys, they're not going to coach. They're too big for that. There is only one Formula One driver. You can make the case, maybe 2 in history, that are bigger than every single team. And I mean that. That's Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is bigger than every single team, including Ferrari. He is much bigger globally. Not the Ferrari brand, but for Ferrari Formula One racing, he is much bigger. So Lewis Hamilton next season, that's what it is. And after next season, it will depend on how he performs. If he wins the championship, if he competes for it, and Ferrari have form, he might stay on. If they don't have form, he can do one of 2 things. Go to a different team? No way. Lewis is not going to a different team if he's underperforming. He'll just retire. Or at least come back later, maybe. Who knows? Sports science.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gung-ho next season. That's my answer to the question. And to the Lando and Oscar debate that you guys had, I'll definitely we'll revisit it at some point in the future.
Liam, you want to add anything?
No, he answered the question beautifully. Amazing. Well done.
Thank you. Can I answer Tifosi's question?
I'll ask it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't
Can you
worry,
ask
let him answer it, bro. Just let him answer.
Can you ask it for me, please?
Question to all. For this aged Lewis in 2020 or 2021 car, what will be different?
Thank you. Bye. Very good question, brother. What would be different? I think he'd probably get podiums. That's about it. I just really, guys, I truly think that Lewis's issue is not ability. It's just mentality. I don't think he's 100% locked in on the sport. How I'm keeping a straight face. I mean, that was a beautiful accent. Shame it's not your natural accent, but that was a beautiful accent. Beautiful.
What do you mean it's not my accent, bro?
Bro, I don't think you speak like this on every stream. Now imagine if a new time watcher just joined in and heard you speak like that.
Welcome to the F1 podcast.
Yeah, that was spot on.
Oh, very good, very
That was
nice.
spot on, bro.
Very good, very nice.
Great
was-
success. Very
That was
nice.
spot on. Can't lie. That was spot on. But anyway, sorry, continue.
No, all good, man. So yeah, I think would it be different? He'd probably get some podiums because 2021 Lewis. I think the last 4 races. I'm gonna go on a bigger limb, King. I want to know if you agree with me on this. I think the last 4 races from Qatar, from Saudi Arabia, Brazil as well, and all the way to Abu Dhabi, I think that's the best version of any driver I've seen in my lifetime. The last 4 races in 2021, nothing was going to stop Lewis Hamilton from winning the championship, except obviously if the FIA interfered themselves. But if you ask me in terms of Lewis Hamilton as a driver, I actually don't think he's been in his peak for a long time. I actually think Lewis Hamilton in McLaren, that was among his best peaks. He had a couple moments during Mercedes, I think obviously early days, but also 2018. 2018 against Seb, 2017, 2018, 2019. That's when he was peak. But I don't think Lewis Hamilton's been in his peak for the majority of the last decade. That McLaren time, like, dude, look at Lewis Hamilton in 2008. The race that he put in the rain, dunking 1.5 minutes on everybody else. He's not going to do that in 2020. So I don't think Lewis has actually been in his peak for a long time. But obviously, he is the best driver, the greatest driver in Formula One history, I think.
You think?
We're gonna move on to. Sorry, Liam, you want to say something?
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
No. You can say it if you like. It's all good.
No, just something that Auguste said. He said he thinks he's the greatest driver, but he is the greatest driver. The man, the myth, the legend. It's Lewis. Just to
It's not a
correct
myth,
him.
Liam.
No need for that. Anyway.
He's not a myth, Liam. He's the man.
I
He's
don't
a
understand the
bomb.
question. When he says put this age Lewis in the 2020 or 2021 car, what car?
Oh
What's
no, King.
different-
I think he means put that version of Lewis Hamilton into today's car.
Yeah.
The W12
but-
and the W11. I
He
think.
says put this age Lewis in the 2020 or 2021 car.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Ekevin.
What?
Oh,
What car?
oh. Okay, so he means put to Lewis today, like this
2020.
Ferrari form,
2020.
into that car. Put him in those seasons. Would he still win the championship? He'll win 2020 for sure. 2021, he wouldn't even make it to the end.
2020. Agreed.
Yeah.
Despite all what happened at the end, it's 2020. Like he won it 2020. So that's,
He was always going to be Bottas, guys.
He should have won 2021. To be honest, I mean this age Lewis in the 2025 Lewis in the 2020 to 2021 car. He would have still won 2020. 2021 he was still lost because of Massey and the FIA not actually charging Max for his dangerous driving. So
You know what I feel like about Lewis is that he held himself accountable for what happened on the weekend, despite getting 11 places and being driver of the day. He still held himself accountable and told the Ferrari engineers that he apologized for a horrible weekend, despite gaining 11 places and being driver of the day.
But
Like,
Ekevin, he could not overtake Alex Albon at all in the dry. And I understand people will say lift and coast, but everyone was lifting and coasting. So I think 2021 Lewis would have got past Alex Albon.
Yeah, if
I'm sorry.
this was let's say at the start of the race, I don't know if Lewis would have been in the top 10 because his car was hella slow in the weekend. It was the intermediates that got him through everyone before. It was the intermediates that got him to where he was. Personally,
no, it was him. It wasn't the tires. He was an elite driver that day. If it was dry, he would have
overall,
finished
the
top 5.
overall on the weekend.
No, I don't believe if it was dry, he would have finished top 5. The wets nullified the pace advantage, and Lewis Hamilton, you saw on that tire, bro, the second stint, the dry, he couldn't overtake Alex Albon for 30 laps. How would he have made up? Yeah,
They took away.
You would have made up more places. Because if you actually think about it, if he the lap he did where he just went track limits, he was just this close to Charles's time, so he had the same pace as Charles. He just never got given the opportunity to get into Q2 or Q1 because he made that little mistake. So the car had the pace for him to get past people. So I think he would have got past them anyway.
King. I'm sorry, I'm going to rage bait you. I have to do it. I'm going to use the Lando point that you use. No ifs, buts, or maybes, King. No errors. Sorry, errors are part of the sport. Lewis Hamilton, he didn't make it into Q3 twice in a row. Whoops, not my fault, man.
No, I'm saying that he had pace in the car, so I think he would have made those places regardless.
Lando always had pace to beat Oscar King. So if we're using the same logic, we can do the same thing. Exactly, Tifosi. Even though that's an old comment. I'm just
no, because Lando made mistakes. Lewis actually never made any mistakes.
Lewis himself admitted that he made a mistake.
No, in the race. I'm not talking about qualifying. I'm talking about the race.
Can you actually blame Lando though for him getting overtaken by Oscar? I don't think so.
Oh, I mean, of course, because he fell asleep. Well, he didn't fall asleep, but he just
But there was some issue with the battery of his car as well. Don't forget.
No, it was his own fault.
Actually,
he went too early before the. He went so early after the safety car went, so he gave the battery to Oscar.
Actually, sorry. Can I interrupt? That's a very good point, King. I agreed with you, but I forgot. If we remember correctly, Lando's commentary, McLaren's radio, both commentators, Crofty and Brundle, they did say that Lando struggled with battery right after the safety car restart. Ekevin, you are 100% correct.
Exactly.
That's a very good point. I forgot about that.
That plays a factor.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Piastri was literally right behind him once the safety car went back in.
Yeah, and that was his fault for going too early. If he went later down the
No, they couldn't.
But if your battery is low, then you're obviously
they had to start at the line. They couldn't start racing until they reached the line.
They started racing after the safety car went in because the race had already started officially.
So Lando was the one to restart the race because he was the race leader.
Yep.
He chose to restart, but Ekevin is right. Lando's battery was compromised. That may have had a factor, but if you ask me personally, I still think Oscar would have overtaken him if it was dry. That's just my take. But
Oscar had the same issue afterwards as well.
Sorry,
but I think it's different when you're starting a race. Also, Ekevin, I do agree with you. That is a very good point, though. That's good for context about the battery, because had he not had the battery, you never know. It could have gone differently.
Could have. But we're going to talk about Lewis Hamilton's 11 places gained before we move on to other topics as well. Let's talk about Max. We'll talk about other drivers as well. But Lewis Hamilton, 11 places gained. Obviously started up. I think they robbed off two good laps of racing. If it was 2 more laps, I think Lewis could have overtaken what's his name, Alex Albon, because don't forget at the final lap how close it was. At one point, it could have been Lewis in P5, not P6. Sorry, Lewis in P6, not P5. Sorry, P7. Excuse me, I'm all over the place right now. You guys, you're muted, bro.
Oh no, I agree with you. I was gonna say, who knows, man? Lift and coast. Every driver had to lift and coast, so it wasn't the Lewis alone issue. I love Lewis, but I have to be honest here. Actually, you know what? Before I talk about Lewis in the dry, can we talk about Spa real quick, guys? Spa, apart from last year, Spa is actually becoming untenable to watch. Let's be honest, guys. Chat and panel, it's actually becoming untenable to watch. When was the last Spa race that was good except last year? Like this decade?
I think this year was okay.
No, you know why? I'll say it out. They were saying it a lot in the commentary. You needed a lot more overspeed to overtake, so it was a lot harder this year to overtake.
Can I quickly add?
Please go on.
How perfect was this weekend, though? No red flags. No one leaving the race. No one retired from the race. Yes, wet conditions, but look at how everyone finished the race. It was a strong finish by everybody.
Can I just? I don't know if you guys have touched upon this. Can I say something real quick here? I was going to talk about Lewis in the dry, but I've mentioned what I have to say basically. Okay, good point here. But can we talk about the FIA for a second, just for a split second?
Yeah, of course.
Guys, FIA, what? Honestly, you guys, with all due respect here, have completely and utterly ruined wet racing. What is the point in the wet tires? Seriously, if you look at the grid,
for 2 laps, when you can wait it out.
So if you look at what happened, the race started an hour and a half later. When we were supposed to go at around, was it 3 p.m. Belgium time? Max and Lewis and almost everyone behind the McLaren said good visibility. I mean, if Max and Lewis say it, we can drive because they're the best drivers. They know what they're doing. They're not going to kill themselves. Yep. So Max and Lewis are ready to go. We have wet tires for a reason. What is the point in having wet tires if you're not going to use them? And visibility, I get, was bad for it initially. But if your best drivers are saying it was okay to drive in, and also it looked like you could drive in, that it wasn't raining either. The FIA, you guys, your relationship with wet racing, you've completely ruined wet racing.
Agreed, bro. Agreed.
Silverstone was proven. And it is destroying a part of the love I have for the sport. And I think Eddie Jordan made the point. Rest in peace to Eddie Jordan, the late great Eddie Jordan. I know Jeremy Clarkson also made the point. What is the point in having wet tires? Seriously, if there is any piece of rain that is a little bit soaking the track, that is exceeding the extent of intermediate tires, what's the point? So the FIA, you need to sort that out, because you might as well remove wet tires if we're never going to be able to use them. And if Max and Lewis, who by the way, had the race started earlier, I actually think both of them could have been on the podium because they had the setup required for it. So when it comes to wet racing, FIA, you need to seriously think about that, because you're sucking up the soul and the support I have in the sport. Because some of the greatest races in Formula One history, if we cast our minds to it, guys, have been in wet races. right? You talk about Silverstone 2008 wet race. There's so many races. So diamonds are made in the wet. Max Verstappen, Brazil 2016. So I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I think the FIA, this is one of the biggest issues in the sport.
Bro, I'll go first on this one. Silverstone. We can talk about Silverstone, man. Silverstone. What's the point of actually racing with the safety car? If the track ain't clear, bring the cars back in, red flag the race, and restart all over again. Restart at the exact same positions. Don't even need to go back to the line. Restart at the exact same positions. Because bro, this week, right? I can't lie. They took away 2 laps because of safety car. 3 laps because of safety car. Which could have changed a couple outcomes as well. Right? And the fact that you have to wait this long when you can find a solution, right? When you can find a solution, bro. The fact that you knew it was gonna dry up, why don't you just allow the drivers to wait till it dries up? Why do you have a 3-hour window? If you have to delay the race for the driver's safety, delay it. And if you're not willing to use wet tires, no point in racing in the rain, like Agustia is saying. No point. You've got wet tires, you've got intermediates, let them race. Unless you think it's not safe enough to race, why don't you bring them in and say, we're gonna wait, fuck the 3-hour window, we're gonna wait till it dries up for your own safety. We do not want another incident like what happened 11 years ago in 2014.
Well said, Ekavin.
Simple.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
To be honest, I think you're both wrong. I think the major issue for the race was visibility rather than it being wet. It was an intermediate tire race, so it was never a wet tire race at all.
But they race like this in Silverstone, though, so I don't see the issue.
Yeah, but visibility going up the hill, in Spa, in one of the most dangerous corners in the racing calendar, is not a good idea for them to race in that visibility when most of the drivers, except for Max, said the visibility was bad. If there's bad visibility in that corner in particular, also maybe Lewis as well, but if most of them are saying bad visibility, and especially when there's 5 rookies in that in the paddock as well, that's a crash waiting to happen. And FIA has to be about safety first. Unfortunately, the Formula 1 is a much more safer racing environment than it was in the past. In the past, they would have let it go. They would have said, oh, visibility, who cares? Drive. And if an incident happened, then an incident happened. But that was the main issue. It was a visibility issue. And there's nothing you can really change about that. Because if you're behind another car and it's taking up the water, all you're seeing is water in your face. So no one's really seeing anyone. Even when they were behind safety car, you're not seeing anyone. And you're not even driving at full pace. So that's the thing. And it was an issue even in the British race as well. The difference is, because it's an elevated drive up, there's a lot more risk than Silverstone where it's all flat. So if Spa was a flat race, I think they would have let it go, because then you could have had a couple of laps of them taking the water out with the cars. Also, there was an issue with the safety car not being quick enough, and they had to even change the rules mid-race to make it between 10 to 20 car lengths, so that the cars had more time to actually take out the water. The other issue was there was meant to be another heavy rain cloud in about like 45 minutes, and they wanted that to pass before they started racing again. What they should have done is just allowed them to go across a couple, maybe 2-3 laps on the safety car, take out the water, and then see if the visibility got better, then decide if they wanted to continue the race or not.
The problem is, well, they don't have enough safety protocols.
They do. That's why they stopped it, because it was a visibility issue. It was nothing to do with it being wet. Visibility is the problem, because if you can't see the car ahead of you and you're going at 200 miles an hour, that's a crash. And if that crash happens, that's someone's life. So that's what they were thinking. But you can take away if you're able to go through a couple, maybe 2-3 laps on the safety cars initially, then you take most of the standing water out, because that's what the Formula 1 cars do. And also, if you heard them in those first laps, the intermediate tires was gone within the first section of them. So they would have had to go straight back into the pits anyway to get new intermediate tires, because the tires were gone straight away. That's another risk. So not only visibility, not only the tires would have no grip if they did start racing. That's a crash waiting to happen. No grip and no visibility in a Formula One car. That's silly. So they had to wait. It was annoying. It is frustrating, but that's the problem. Well, it's either a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you are. But because it's a much more safer race than it was 10, 20 years ago, where they did not care about lives like that. But because of incidents happening, they can't really risk that. So no, there would have been no. So the two big issues were visibility and the tire degradation was on such a level that all the cars were pretty much, their tires were gone. So if the team has to showing the FIA that, then they would have to stop the race for that hour. It's annoying. It is. But yeah. And then
but let's this point right here. Sorry, King finish and then I guess you can go. King, did you finish your point already?
The reason why they waited after the sun came out, because there was another rain cloud coming. So they waited for that to pass the track.
I missed the track.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Actually, on the FIA's radar, we can see tweets from insiders within the Formula One community, Formula One journalists, for example. The FIA's radar said that at 3:45, I know the cloud you're talking about, there was no rain expected. There was never going to be rain expected. King, you are 110% correct on the visibility. That was the core reason, the only reason why they didn't start the race at the expected time they were supposed to start. You're 100% right. But I only think the issue is it's not a Spa race alone. This is not the exception. This is the rule. So many times this season, so many times recently, where we could have had a wet race, where the wet tires were able to participate. And I get what you're talking about with Eau Rouge, up the hill to Eau Rouge, on the way to Raidillon. I understand completely. That is probably the most dangerous corner in Formula One. We have seen some of the most horrific, some of the most terrifying, devastating, tragic incidents there ever. I don't dispute you 1 second with that. But I think Tifosi, you are spitting facts. Are you a facts machine? Because you're spitting facts right now. You're right. They waited 20 minutes after the sun came out. At around 3:20, at around 3:30 Belgium time, local time, they could have easily started the race. Visibility by then had cleared. Everyone knew it. They just delayed it an hour later, and then they had a rolling start instead of a standing start. That is the problem. We're softifying it. We're securing it too much, and I get it. Safety is far more important than any competitive competition. I completely get it. The driver's health is wealth. But you have wet tires for a reason. So many occasions I've seen recently, more times than I can count, where you, the FIA, when there is a wet race, you red flag it. And then the visibility is okay, but they don't continue the race. So I'm just thinking to myself, I don't know, and Liam, I don't know if you guys agree with me. What's the point in having wet tires? Seriously. And also, if Lewis, and I get the rookies aren't comfortable with it, that's fine. But dude, if your best drivers on the grid are saying we can race here, it's safe, they're not going to put other people at risk either. They're not going to do that, okay? So I think we could have started at least an hour earlier. It was a waste of time. The sun was out. It was a beautiful sunny day.
This is the most amount of rookies in a while, right? Like we've got, and this is the most.
Yeah, I think a quarter of the grid at bare minimum is a rookie.
So is that the record? That's rookies that are in a debut season?
Yeah, I think it's a record.
Well, no, it isn't, because 1950, the first ever Formula One season, everyone was a rookie.
No, but like as a new batch, probably was.
I know what you mean.
In recent memory, it has been. But the thing is, also, that's the thing. I feel like they did take too long, and this is probably the issue that I have with the FIA, is that they take too long to make decisions, especially in every aspect of the sport. They take too long when it comes to penalties, when it comes to the wet racing, when it comes to I think FIA has been a lot slower in their decision making this year.
Do you remember last year? Was it Qatar? Was it Qatar last year in the qualifiers? There was bare fucking debris on the track, and they decided not to.
Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? They decided not
Saudi
to
Arabia early in the season.
Yeah.
FIA, bro, I could go on and on, man.
Yeah, so the FIA has made a lot of mistakes, but I feel they were right with the initial thing, but they just took too long afterwards. And they should have just let it race after like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But,
Was a problem. to the first hour while it was raining and the track was wet, but after that 30 minutes it was pure time wasting.
Yeah,
guess it's-
it was.
Yeah, and I don't think we're being too hard on them when we talk about how they are in the wet. So
Oh,
Yeah, but it wasn't a wet tire race. It was an
Oh,
intermediate tire race.
Pause.
Ekevin was the only one who got it. If Liam got it, he'd be dabbing like Paul Pogba, bro.
Fucking hell, bro. Nah,
What the
But
fuck
yeah.
is going on?
not a
It-
pause.
it-
Not a pause on your birthday, bro.
So yeah, I don't think it was a tire issue. It was.
Right? No,
I
but
think-
it's still 28.
Guys, come on.
Fuck it out.
Yeah, so it was always an intermediate race. They just as I said, the visibility and also if they did start the race from the start, I think cars would have just gone straight into the pits because they would have had to change their tires.
They started from the pits, bro.
No.
The race from the pits.
No, they would have had to go pit straight away because the tires lost grip within like a lap or two
But-
from the initial.
Good from Lewis though. I mean, the very early pit though by Lewis, and everything just went through from there.
Yeah.
And then
So
Max as well, almost going to the top 3. But listen, it's a nice
Oh.
cool room without Max, no? It was a nice cool down room without Max, no?
Yeah, I mean it's not as hot with Daddy Max in the cool room, but it is what it is.
Yo, pause. Whoa.
Okay. Can I just say real quick, shout out, a few second shout out, Tifosi King, I know you're gonna agree with me on this. W strategy. You cooked on your strategy with Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton didn't want to be brought in a lap earlier. Ferrari brought him in, and it paid dividends. He made up 5 extra positions and elevated himself into the points. So W to the Scuderia Ferrari team.
Ferrari, Scuderia.
Liam,
Yes.
I wanted to get Liam's point for some time, but it's good debate, guys. Well done. But Liam, obviously, with the FIA's decision to sort of not start the race earlier, but to start an hour and a half there with intermediate. I want to know your thoughts on all the points that we made in terms of like obviously the FIA and the sort of the clear weather and everything going to the race.
For me, the main thing I was pissed about was the rolling start from the FIA. Don't forget the HP. Oh yeah, right. He's right.
What's that?
The main thing I'm pissed about from the race control is the fact that they did a rolling start from regarding the visibility was bad. I mean, if they would have continued with the safety car when they had bad visibility and the safety car came in and they were racing while there were still shit conditions, it would have led to a DNF and then a crash. Like when Lando, I think was it last year, he had to go to the medical tent because he crashed in qualifying because of visibility. And then Seb, I think was it Alonso, or when Seb was still there, he told him this is exactly what happens because the race control did not red flag that session. And when they said like, they just thought, okay, now we can red flag the fact that Lando got injured. What I think it's pretty obvious. Every Belgium GP, there's always rain, safety car, and delay. There's no doubt about that, and it's going to continue till F1 is in every country. But I think it's just Belgium and the race control there that fucks up every single time with delays, rolling start, DNFs, track limits. But I think mainly all the drivers were pissed with the rolling start and the fact that they had to drive behind the safety car. I think they should have all just stayed in the pit lane and then started the race properly, not just go behind the safety car. That was complete bullshit, honestly. That was pointless. There was no point in doing that. Yeah.
Do you want anything more? I haven't really heard much from you obviously the stream, so that's why I want to try and get more.
Yeah, I was just preparing, was cooking something behind the scenes, so that's why I was quiet.
Yeah,
But
he
you did
cooked
cook-
and burnt his kitchen. That's what he
Yeah.
did.
You did cook with this point as well, to be fair. But obviously, anything more you want to add? I mean, is there anything you guys want to say before obviously we close out? I mean, Max Verstappen. I guess we should talk about Max Verstappen. There's one more. You wanna talk
Oh
about it?
no, can I just say Pierre Gasly again? Gasly in the points.
He knows.
Yeah,
He knows. Tifosi's a real one.
Oh yeah, let's
he's-
go.
He's Kimi Raikkonen with Christian Horner's desires. That's what Leo is.
Oh my
He
god.
loves his clubs, man. He loves his Soy Nana, Soy Club Monaco. But can I just say real quick, Pierre Gasly, W to you, another race, another wet race, another set of points. So kudos to you, brother. Very, very
They
impressive.
did really good in the race. They had hard and long. I can't.
Yeah, they're very hard long. I agree.
Yo.
It's up and down, relentless action. Sorry.
Let's keep. All right, boys.
King.
Yeah.
Oh,
Shout out to Bortoletto. Shout out to Liam Lawson for getting points.
yeah,
Shout out to Albon as well
Yeah.
for having a great race. Yeah, shout out to Lewis Hamilton. Obviously, there was some people on the panel that didn't believe in him, but he did what I said he was gonna do. He got points. And yeah, and shout out to Oscar Piastri, your future world champion, not Lando. Yeah, Team Oscar, Team Australia. Australians on top.
Australia.
Didgeridoo. Oscar
Didgeridoo.
Piastri with another win.
Damn,
Oh,
that was-
and big up Charles Leclerc from defending Max, because there was points where Max could have actually should have passed Charles, but Charles was too quick for him. So big up to Charles for the podium as well. Was a Ferrari.
I think Charles is going under the radar these days. He has gotten 5 podiums this season in a Ferrari car that should not have 5 podiums. And that defensive masterclass, beyond impenetrable, reminds me of AC Milan's defense, peak prime AC Milan's defense. Man, Charles Leclerc has easily been a top 4 driver this season. I'm happy to say that. I'd say my top 4 drivers this season in order: Max, Oscar, George, Leclerc.
No, Lewis is crazy. Woof.
Obviously,
Woof. Okay.
I don't see the grounds for Lewis, but I love the GOAT, obviously.
Oh, wait, I can
Oh, yeah.
post his comment. Who got their predictions correct? Who
you.
wants to know? No, it was
You?
King.
I
Or
think
was
you
it
got-
me?
I think you got that prediction correct.
Wait, who did I say again? The
prediction.
judge, because I think I told you.
I think you
I mean,
you said Hamilton was gonna do well, but
I think I said Hamilton top 8 or top 7 or some shit. I don't. Yeah, top 8. I think I said top 8.
Guys, we're not mid-table. I mean, Liam might be, but we're like masterclass.
And
I
of
think-
course, I always get my predictions
I think
right,
King
unlike
got-
you, Augustia.
correct. I said the same for both. I said Oscar, Lando. I did say Max, but Charles came third.
Yeah,
I said the same for both. I think for both.
based.
I-
That's super
I
based.
personally had Oscar winning, Lando second, and Verstappen third. But obviously, Charles Leclerc decided to turn into Checo Perez and Fernando Alonso and prevent me of the perfect prediction.
He defended very
Yeah,
well against-
I had Oscar winning. I didn't have Lando in the podium actually, to be honest. So
He-
credit Lando for that.
he defended
King
very-
is like a Lando Norris hater, bro. He's full-fledged.
Whoa, buddy.
Give
I'm
credit-
not a hater. I'm a realist. I'm an honest person. Lando's not good enough. It is what it is.
Oof.
But give Charles credit though. He defended his lead against Max very, very well, even though it was like 0.2 seconds behind at one point.
Yeah.
Max could have overtaken many, many times, but listen, he was close. But listen,
Oh yeah. Congrats to Charles for the P3. This is the 3rd race in a row that we didn't see Max in the cool down room. So Max, you're having a mare the last 3 races.
but
We need a
but,
we need
but
a top
Lando,
3 next race.
But Lando was in the cool down room, right?
So did he
Yeah,
win?
was.
Did he
No,
win
but
though?
He wasn't like cool down.
Oh,
Did he win?
he's agreeing on the bum.
Oh, did
Oof.
no?
He's won.
Lando.
plenty
Did he
of
win,
races
though?
in the last year and a half. He's won.
Oh, did he
plenty of
win though? Did he win?
King, Ekman, technically, some would say the cooldown rule is the heat up room with Leclerc and Lando in it. Just like the girls, I know they say that. So
But anyways,
All I see is 1. I don't see the rest.
King, you see the Chinese currency? One. I didn't know there
Yeah,
was
one.
one.
Number 1.
Chia King. Drove on you back on the track.
No, but honestly, Lando had a good race, but he had a bad net, and he should have won the race. Let's be honest, he should have won the
there
race.
was one mistake he made where he lost 0.8 seconds.
No, he made
Wait.
multiple mistakes. He
Yeah,
actually
he
he
It
did
was
his
not
tires
just the
about.
front tire
Just
lockup.
catching
It
up.
was just in
He was
general. He
catching
made
up.
mistakes.
He was catching up, but he lost 0.2 seconds. Sorry, Liam, what were you saying?
He had
It was just
multiple
the front
lockups.
tire lockup is all I'm saying. Front tire lockup. He lost 2.2 seconds, and he lost seconds when he. What was it? I think he just lost time in general because he got into backmark traffic at some point with
Yeah.
other drivers who didn't move out of the way. At some point.
On
he
on
caught.
his own, he lost about 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, it was complete bullshit, honestly, from his side.
Yeah, he should have won the race. but he doesn't have the mentality. He isn't elite. He's good. He's a good driver, but good drivers get replaced. Elite drivers stay.
Yeah,
So
he's a-
unless you're a Lance Stroll, your seats remain there forever because
Never
you know
said-
daddy tax, daddy
Yeah.
tax right there.
Oh,
Daddy
yeah,
tax.
Big Daddy.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Big Daddy
Lando's
Lawrence Stroll.
still went up against an elite level driver and still took him to the end. So this.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
but if
but-
Oscar wins a title, conversations
That's
gonna
what
have to be had.
It's already
Yeah, but-
done. He already won.
King, I agree with you. I think Lando Norris is the all elite to WWE of Oscar Piastri. You know.
No, Lando's more like
But
TNA.
it'll say more. It'll say more about Oscar if Lando finishes single digit points behind Oscar. It'll say more about Oscar than it does Lando Norris, isn't it?
Yeah, true. I don't think
No,
the gap
well-
between them is much. I
Well,
think it's not. I think
no
the gap
matter how
between
many
them-
points you lose by.
Yeah, but I think the gap between them, Kevin, I'm on your side completely here. I think it's so little. I think Lando beats him technically. Oscar beats him mentally.
I think it's a huge gap. 6 wins to 4. That's a huge gap for me.
Not really, considering you got like 5 races, like 6 races to go, 7 races to go. So
No, Kevin, we have 10 races to go. We're just halfway.
Halfway.
It feels like we have little time left to go. Lando, Max winning F1. No.
Nope, nope, and nope.
Max is gonna come
Nope.
third this year.
Sonny Hayes is winning next season. Trust.
Yep.
Based. Big up, bro. Big up, big up.
Sonny Hayes.
Max
coming
will
to
win
Mercedes.
next year if he goes Mercedes.
Oh, we have
Let's
did you
do
guys
that.
cover the breaking news or no about Max?
What?
No. What happened?
Okay, it's confirmed that Max Verstappen will not go to Mercedes next year.
Oh yeah, I already mentioned that.
100%
Oh, he's
confirmed.
not. Oh, then he's not
No,
winning
he's
next
not.
year.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, man. He's
He will be
Wait,
staying at
wait,
Red Bull 110% next year. His contract, obviously, the door is still open in 2027, but 2026, Max Verstappen will remain at Mercedes, at Red Bull. Whoa, sorry.
Dude. Whoa,
Okay.
Mercedes.
Spoiling for the year after.
Wait,
Yeah.
so
Max is
Aston
not.
Martin then? So it could be Aston Martin then.
No. Max will not be
If he
leaving Red
goes
Bull.
to Aston Martin, that's gonna be.
He's
oh my
staying
God.
next year.
Yeah, and he's not just saying that. Tifosi, that's a great quote. He's not just saying it in the post-race interviews. He, insider journalists next to him, everybody next to him is saying that he will not leave next year.
So Red Bull will be okay then. If Max would have left, then Red Bull is in rebuild phase, 100%. But
Honestly, I have to be honest. I'm not sure. I feel like Red Bull could have done moving away from Verstappen, but that's just my hot take.
but you see,
Yeah,
but
they
you see
should
the
have
way-
moved him on.
No, but you see the way Yuki raced this weekend in the sprints, and I think what was it, the Max Verstappen winning the sprints after Christian Horner leaving.
But
There was
my only issue is, and can I just say, shout out, MVP or MIP goes to Lauren Mekis, because I'm going to correct myself on the stream this past weekend. He actually gave Yuki Tsunoda the upgrades. He didn't give Max all the upgrades. He gave Yuki Tsunoda some of the upgrades as well. That is something Christian Horner would have not done. That is a Lauren Mekis decision. Kudos to him, because while Yuki Tsunoda was very unlucky with strategy, he easily deserved to finish in the points this week. So his best week as a Red Bull driver in a long, long time. But Ekman, my only issue with Max staying next season is if Red Bull don't have the fastest car and Max is happy at Red Bull in the short term, dude, imagine next year, this time next year, Max is always going to outperform that car. And if you can provide a couple more upgrades to Max to keep him, Red Bull will do that over creating a balanced team. So by the end of next year, instead of developing both cars, it's going to end up being lopsided in Max's favor unless you can axe him out. Because I have to be honest, guys, Red Bull and Max are diverging. One of them, Red Bull, is rebuild mode. The other one in Max Verstappen is I'm the master, I'm the daddy of the grid mode. So that's why I think for Red Bull, it was almost a blessing in disguise to let Max go, let him compete because we can't compete. And maybe if we have a dynasty in like 4 or 5 years, you can come back. But until then, nah.
Anything you want to add before you close out, guys? Want to add anything before
King Liam, do you agree?
Yep, well said. Good job, bro. Well said. Amazing.
Okay, so if he's in Red Bull next season, that means he ain't winning the championship next season, which is good for me. As a Max hater, I'm happy about that. I'll stay
How
in
many
Red
drivers
Bull.
do you hate, bro? How many drivers do you hate, bro?
He like the,
I
hates
hate-
the whole deal.
I hate Max because of 2021. He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
part of the problem with that. Him.
I don't
Well,
think
it wasn't his fault, though.
Come on, the
I
FIA
don't.
had something to
I
do
don't
with
care.
that.
He celebrated like he had a legit win.
Okay,
I didn't like
King,
it.
let me
He
ask.
didn't.
Let me ask you. After the most intense season in the 21st century of Formula One, if you won the championship, would you just not celebrate and give it to your opponent?
Exactly. You have to
Not that way. I win
The
clean.
way
I
he
don't
did it
think
was just
Max-
disrespectful.
So King,
I don't think
well,
Max will-
why don't you? But I want to ask you. I respect the take, but by that logic, wouldn't you hate Lewis Hamilton the way he celebrated after Silverstone after the incident with Max? Right, because Lewis also celebrated like
It was
he won.
it was Max's fault. Max has been the dirtier driver. Lewis has
No.
always been clean, Mr. Clean.
I agree.
Clean
It was
bean.
Lewis's corner. I agree with you, King. But I'm just saying by that logic, I just
If Max wants to be foolish and crash out, that's his fault. That year there was a race where he should have been disqualified. There was multiple races where he should have got points, and even worse, his driving that year was.
Are you talking about Monza and Sao Paulo?
Yes, there was. Italy, isn't it? Italy, Monza. He drove over Lewis, and he could have killed him if it wasn't for the halo. Lewis wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for the halo.
The fact that
So
he
Max-
didn't get a race ban for that in Monza is bullshit from the FIA.
Yeah, so for me that year I didn't respect Max at all for that year, and I haven't respected him since. I respected him for last year because I'm a hater, but I also respect when a guy does his thing. So last year was the first time where I said, you know what, Max, you did your thing. You defended valiantly. You didn't have the best car towards the end, and you still won the chip. So you're elite, but I don't respect you because of 2021 as well. So it's a 50-50 with me. I liked him for what he did last year, but 2021, he should have never been it should have never been a last race thing. That was Lewis's title. And the only reason he didn't win, and there's things outside of Formula One that reason why he didn't win the 8th title. But I don't want to go into that because that can go into other things. But
it's not.
I will say
he should have.
Yeah.
He has, in my opinion, and as much as I think Max is the best driver on the grid, the gap between the best and the rest has never been this big. King, you know the phrase that I love.
you love to use that.
I do think that Lewis Hamilton is an 8-time champion. I consider him one, just personally. And also, if you think about it, he should have 11 championships because he lost 2016 because of reliability out of his control, and 07. That was tragic.
Yeah, he should have won it in his first year, but they didn't go with him, and they were too busy between him and Alonso. He could have won it in his first year. He should have won it 2021. He should have won it when Rosberg won it. So yeah, he could have had double figures in titles. In another life, he probably does. He probably does have double figures. So that's why I think he's the greatest. But so I hated Max for 2021. I loved Max for what he did last year because I'm going to respect him for that. But hate over respect. It's like a I hate him and love him. I hate the fact 2021 happened. That kind of puts a mark on him. But last year was brilliant from him. And other drivers I hate, Lando, Charles, and George. I want them out the sport.
George. Why do you hate George?
George.
What did Woody do?
Why George?
What did Woody do?
He's enjoying this, man. Look at him.
He's hard as wood, guys.
He's fucking enjoying this shit.
Aside from Lewis Hamilton, I don't even think King liked Lewis Hamilton prior to joining Ferrari.
Oh no, I always respected Lewis Hamilton, but he was an enemy.
He doesn't like the British driver. He doesn't like the British drivers. He doesn't like the British drivers. I just clocked
Ollie Behrman.
British driver.
Ollie Behrman's the only British driver that's rated correctly. The other ones are overrated outside of Lewis.
Ollie Behrman's a good driver.
Wait, guys, what did Woody do? Like Woody, I think he's great. He's hard as fuck.
I think I know what he did. He cooked.
No, but anyways, like personally for me, like over time, I've not really been a massive Lewis Hamilton fan, but I've learned to sort of respect him and give him his credit since he became a Ferrari driver. So listen, go and win the 8th championship, man, with Ferrari. That would be lovely. I would love to see that.
Wait,
Why do you think
I don't want to interrupt.
Since Hamilton hasn't been winning, that's why I decided to move in the
Wait, hold up, guys. I don't want to interrupt real quick. Well, before we end the stream, because I don't know whether we're ending the stream or not. King, I want to know, why do you hate George Russell? I'm very curious.
Oh, why do I hate him? I just think he's overrated. Obviously, I'm in the UK. I'm in the UK, and Sky Sports seem to over talk these British drivers, and I just think they're not that great. I think they're good. They're good, but
King,
they're not great.
King, do you hate Russell or do you hate his fans and the coverage about him? Because there's a difference.
Not him as a person. I don't. I take the person away from the sport. The only person that I don't really like is maybe Alonso, because racismo, and Max because of 2021. That's a personal thing.
Even
But
this
guy hates the whole fucking
Max
grid.
and, Max and Lewis are buddies. Lewis and Max are good friends.
yeah, well, I don't care if they're good friends.
They're
I,
not good friends.
I was
yeah.
crying that day. I was emotional that day. I'm a Ferrari fan, and I was emotional that day. My brother Lewis Hamilton, man,
My brother.
a 10-time champion, BLM, all of that. Anyway, we know the real reason why FIA didn't want him to have 8 titles. But anyway, and bun you, Messi. I'm happy that you're out of the sport. But in terms of actual non-personal issues, in terms of drivers, I don't like the coverage on Lando. I think he's overrated. I don't like the coverage on George. I think he's overrated. I don't like the coverage on Charles. I think he's overrated. And
No,
that's
he's not.
He
Charles
is.
Leclerc is not overrated, bro.
he is.
He's
Okay.
overrated.
I would say something controversial, but I'm not going to say it because it's a bit mean.
I'll say it. Come on, King. We've gone
say it.
spicy.
You're already killing us
Liam's,
with the suspense. Say it.
No, no.
Liam's been so
No.
spicy this stream.
You've
Say
been
it.
spicy the
Bro,
whole
come
stream.
on,
Say it.
come on,
man.
King,
If
say
it wasn't for a certain driver who isn't with us anymore, RIP,
Oh.
Charles wouldn't be in that seat. I'm
Oh,
just
no,
saying.
but King, that's an objective fact though. Like even
Yeah,
Charles
so-
himself, I think, has admitted that.
So
That's
yeah,
a-
so he wouldn't be in Formula One altogether because he
But-
was never good enough.
But King, the same can go for Lewis Hamilton. If he never met Ron Dennis, he would have never been in a Formula One car. So
Maybe not. But Lewis is talent. Lewis has the talent levels.
I'm sorry, King, I have to disagree. I think overrated can only be depending on how high you rate him. So like I don't rate
Yeah.
him as like S tier. I think Charles is between A and B tier. I don't think that's overrated.
Rated, if anything. I think he's underrated.
These days, I 100% agree with you because everyone's talking about Max, Lewis, George, Lando, Oscar. No one's mentioning Charles. Right?
It's only because he's sitting in the Ferrari seat. That's why the limelight's on him. If you were sitting in the Williams, or if you were sitting in the what'd you call,
Alfa Romeo,
whichever other car, then you could probably say, okay, maybe. But the fact that he's sitting in a Ferrari seat, that's why all the shade's been thrown at Charles Leclerc for being overrated.
No, I'm just saying he's the worst French speaking driver on the grid. That's what I'm saying.
Worse than Pierre.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Worst
He's-
French speaking driver. Pierre over
He's
him.
He's worse than Hajar.
Ocon over him. Hadjar over him. Let's go. Let's go. Hadjar the Badger, baby. Hadjar season.
French
Big H. Big H.
He's so Ekman.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I don't know about you. I think he's better
I
than
would-
Pierre Gasly, Hadjar, and Ocon by far.
What?
He's
Nah.
the third best driver right
No.
now.
He's
Fourth.
fourth. He's fourth on that list.
Okay, fine, fourth.
But
He's the fourth best driver right now.
he's
in my opinion.
he's better than
He's
all
not-
the French drivers. Okay?
He's under.
No, he isn't. He's the worst French driver. I'm telling you, fact. That's what I believe.
God, jeez.
So do you think today, King? Do you think Hadjar could have done what Leclerc did on Max?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Ocon could do it. To be honest,
Ocon-
Ocon and
I don't know about
Ocon
that
and
one.
Max would crash, but still,
Yeah, I didn't agree
Ocon
on
can
that
do it.
one.
Gasly can definitely do it. Yeah, Gasly was
I'm
defending for
sorry.
his life in that 10th.
I can't wrap my head around this. How is Charles Leclerc overrated, man? I genuinely can't wrap.
He
my
is.
head
Yo,
around
He is
Ekman,
overrated.
Forget the overrated take.
it. In
It's-
fact, I underrated him too. I underrated him. I rated Sainz better than him at one point. Remember, Auguste? We had this conversation in chat.
yeah,
I-
not
I
even
said
6
it-
months ago.
Exactly. And Charles Leclerc's gone back up because you know why? Because he himself changed. He changed. He became the better driver over time.
But-
He worked towards that. And Charles Leclerc, his work ethic, I always love it. And that is something I can never ever say is overrated. Charles
Wow.
Leclerc's work ethic is up there with one of the best.
They all have great work ethic. They're F1 drivers, of course. They have work ethic. The only one that
No,
doesn't is
Charles
Stroll.
Leclerc has work ethic.
Oh my God.
What the
oh my
fuck
God,
did
I
Liam
can't-
just do when Ekman said he changed? He's talking about
What?
change mentality, not his clothes, by the way. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking about.
Okay, I guess I
I'm
just
sorry.
sit in your corner and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Wait, one second, King.
I need to.
Leclerc over Pierre Gasly, over Hajar, and over Ocon. That's
I
mean,
have them. Yeah, I have them all over him. And I'm gonna even double down. George is the worst British driver on the grid as
King.
well.
Oh
King,
my
King,
god.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Where's the Mando? He's
Yeah,
not worse
Lando's
than Mando.
and Lando's the second worst. Yeah, Bearman season.
Oh my god.
Let's go. I'm about the future.
I'm gonna
Future,
clip this
I'm
out.
about the future right now. Yeah, man. Remember this. Remember this.
King. That's what King's always told me. He's always about the young. It's always a young sport.
The
Everything's a young-
youngins, the
Yeah,
young
man.
boys.
Yeah, man.
But
Just
Lando,
keep
but
it
Lando
at
Norris is in his 20s. But Lando's
Huh?
in his 20s. Oscar's in his 20s. Lando's in his 20s. Oscar's
They were in the
20s.
18s, 19s. I'm talking about guys that are going to be here for the next 5 to 10 years, possibly.
Lando's gonna be here for the next 5 to 10 years.
No,
Mark
he
my
ain't. No,
words.
he ain't. He's going to be gone in
Yeah,
2
he is.
years.
Yes, he
Oh
is.
George
my
and
god.
George and Charles are going to be gone.
Oh my
Long and
God.
gone. It's gonna be like the end of the
guess-
Fast and
I
Furious
guess-
movie.
I guess
It's
I
all
could-
going that way.
Guys, I guess we can say King and Liam both like the youngins, but for different reasons.
Okay, now this is where we stop. Okay, this is now where it gets
You did
Hey,
get
yo.
a player right here.
pause.
But no,
I just
I respect it.
To be honest, I'm an advocate. I'm an advocate for all the
Charles,
drivers to be out the sport sooner rather than later. So Fernando, your time has come. Lewis, you only got one more season with me. If you don't win the title next year, you can go too. And And-
Right.
Carlos Sainz, your time is gonna come soon as well.
Okay, Tifosi, you
No, he's
mentioned
not. No, he's not.
Tifosi, you
He should
mentioned
never-
credit scene. You want credit scene? This man below me might be Doctor Doom. King might be Doctor Doom, Thanos, because I don't know
Listen.
what he's doing at the moment. He's snapping everyone out
listen.
this sport.
Listen,
I'm
anyone
here-
over the age of 24, 25, they're gonna have to be gone soon. 23.
Sorry,
That-
guys,
I'm
guys,
23
he's
age
not,
limit.
guys, he's not Doctor Doom. He's Leonardo DiCaprio. That's what King is.
So you're
Oh,
saying
my
Lewis
King is
Hamilton should have
DiCaprio.
gone? So you're saying Lewis
Yeah, no,
Hamilton
yeah.
should have gone the moment he turned 40? Or how old is he
Yeah.
right now? Is he 40 or?
I mean, it should be gone already. If I'm being honest, but if he can win a title next year, then he can go. If he won if he won the 8th in 2021, he wouldn't be here no more. If he won 8th in 2021, he wouldn't be here no more.
Thoughts on this? Thoughts on this comment? I disagree when people say that if this person didn't give someone a chance to compete, he wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that was the point. I agree with you, Tifosi.
Fact is, who is that person so that the viewers know?
That's why I mentioned Hamilton, because Hamilton and Leclerc, it's the same thing, right? Hamilton, we would all agree in unanimity that he's the best driver of his generation. He would have never been in Formula One had he not spoken to Ron Dennis. It's circumstances, it's fate, it's destiny, it's divinity. So I agree with you, Tifosi. It's a great point. But I understand what King is saying. I do get your point, King, that certain drivers do stay for certain reasons, especially like your favorite Big Daddy Lawrence Stroll's son.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh on the older drivers. Maybe I'm a bit, of a. I need to see the future. I'm thinking maybe a couple years ahead. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I think they're all good drivers. I think George, Lando, and Charles are good drivers. They're just not great enough to stay in the long run. I would say this: they're replaceable. In their generation, the only one that isn't replaceable is Max. That's the difference.
Touche.
Max will
Other
be
people-
replaced eventually.
And that's why Alonso and Hamilton are still here, because they're in their generations they were irreplaceable. And the only reason Vettel's still not in the sport is because he decided to leave.
But I have to say, with Sebastian Vettel, he aged.
Yeah, he aged horribly,
all
but
due
he would
respect-
still be in the sport.
With all due respect, horribly compared to the other two.
Yeah, he'd still be in the
Ferrari-
sport, I
Ferrari-
think.
Ferrari made him age years with his tenure at Ferrari.
Yeah. The Ferrari did him dirty. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Super
Yeah,
dirty.
they did for sure.
Pause.
They did
They
it down and dirty, guys.
They got Leclerc dirty right now as well.
Yeah,
And
but as I said, Charles, Lando, and George, they're
bro,
replaceable.
if
They will be
if Charles
replaced.
gets a McLaren car, he's going to destroy it. He'd be the best driver.
Wait, if Charles was in the McLaren car, he would
Yeah.
lose to Oscar. He would lose to Oscar as well.
Nope.
Oh, he would be
He's
losing
be-
to Oscar as well.
He's a better driver than Oscar.
He isn't.
He is. and I'll die on that hill.
He ain't
Guys?
even better than Gasly or Ocon.
That's
Respect.
I'm sorry.
What is happening? What
I'm
is
sorry.
happening?
I don't even know, guys.
Uh, oh,
Yeah.
I'm speechless. I'm sorry. I think Leclerc's the best French driver or French-speaking
my
driver,
God.
and it's not even close.
no.
I'm sorry. I'm dying for two reasons. One, King.
Who could have thought these people's ability?
King's takes are beautiful. They're so good. Like they're actually grounded in logic, but at the same time,
Flip some of them up and post them.
they're far-fetched. But not just that. Liam's reactions. You guys should watch Liam's reactions. Like have a Liam cam. You're never gonna survive.
Go back
Huh?
and watch the part when you weren't here. Me and King were having a bit of an argument over Lando versus Max last year. You should
I'm
definitely
sorry,
watch.
Liam's facial expressions are just gold, bro. Every time you said something that was "Ayo" out of pocket, he started doing some. Like,
You're telling me I'm not meant to
Forget
react to
AO.
some stupid shit like that.
Yo, forget AO, yeah. It's Liam's facial expressions that tells you everything.
what the fuck are you
Oh.
doing? Okay, on time.
Okay.
On time.
I
But no,
can
King-
every time. Like, can I not sneeze where you don't laugh? I can.
No, why are you dabbing when you sneeze?
Chup karo, TK, chup karo. I know you know.
Mm.
I was
Why,
speaking
bro?
Indian
And
accent.
I'm not even
chut,
laughing at
bro.
your sneeze, bro. I'm laughing at the fact that you're fucking dabbing while you're sneezing. Bro. You
Okay,
good?
that's how I sneeze. This is how Augustus sneezes.
This ain't
It's like this.
2017.
No, I don't.
Whenever I
This
come to
ain't-
Augustus' house, he sneezes like this.
This ain't 2017 no more, bro. Pogba ain't dabbing no more, man. You know what I mean?
Liam gets
Brother,
a big shock.
Liam
Okay.
gets a big shock.
Liam, you were looking like Charles Barkley when he eats a churro. That's what you just looked like, bro. Bro, honestly, King, do you know what reference I'm talking about? Search up Charles Barkley eating a churro.
Hey, bye.
Exactly.
This-
Yes,
this-
suppose
you know
chup
what I'm talking
karo,
about.
chup karo.
Bro,
Where?
Liam's eating some churros, bro. Some big, long and hard churros.
That's mad.
Liam, you're actually like, bro, love you, but like, good stuff. You do you, bro. Each to their own. As they said, there's a buffet for a reason. Everyone has a menu. Whatever you
my
like,
God.
bro.
Okay.
guess
it-
Okay.
A la carte menu. A la carte menu.
A la carte
A la carte, you tamay niya.
Sir
Like
Nung
that.
Tam Nung.
Yod,
P.
yod,
Diddy Kung Ni. P. Diddy is right here, bro.
dek de, yod, takabok, yod, sat,
What?
isat.
Isak. Yeah, Isak going to Liverpool, man. That's an unbelievable signing. If that's what
Okay,
you're talking about.
good save.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not David De Gea, but I can make saves.
Try
I'm
again.
wrap this shit up because I can't
No.
clip. I can't post clips no more. But I will have to try and cut some parts out to.
See, Augustia, look what you did. No, I'm kidding.
No. It's
Liam
okay.
spent
kidding.
so long eating some churros and sausages. You can't claim.
Why are you obsessed with churros all of a sudden? It's just, oh my God. I can't even do any facial expression in front of this
By
man.
the way,
anymore.
this show should not be on YouTube. It should be on a different platform. That's all I'm saying.
It provides called entertainment for the viewers, bro. I don't do it on purpose, bro. It's just by chance.
Yeah.
See, King is supportive. See, need to be
100%.
like King. Be a supportive panel.
Tifosi,
man.
you know about you know this guy, man. You know him. Don't worry. Liam's learned a lot of Indian swears and slangs from the man of mine.
And from the man next to Augusta, which is his name is Ekavin. No, I'm kidding.
I never taught you.
I'm kidding.
Thanks, Kimi
Bro.
Räikkönen.
I'm Indian, yeah, but I can't even fucking speak in answer Punjabi or Hindi because I was born here.
Thanks a lot, Augustia. I really appreciate your lessons.
Tifosi, I don't think Kimi Räikkönen has an iota of this pack.
I dare you say a sentence in Hindi. But
मैं हिंदी बात करना मैं हिंदी बात कर सकता मैं थोड़ा समझ आता
Shout out to the Iceman.
big up Iceman yo soy habla español
Thanks, give me right.
¿Qué tal tú?
Yes, let's go.
I know King can speak a bit of French. This Formula One show is turned in from French to French.
We're out. Make sure you guys slap the likes, hit subscribe to both Liam and King's channels. We're gonna close out here.
Guys, make sure to slap Liam. Slap the like on Liam.
Tupper.
It excites him, guys.
The only thing he knows is top.
You gotta say Tupper, right?
Tupper मारो bro. ये पागल है.
Oh, ne pagal.
Liam
Tu mere
पागल
pagal
दिया
kutte.
Top.
Top chai.
Bore. Top.
Tandai. Oh,
I don't
okay.
understand a thing.
What's
I ain't
wrong with
gonna
the
lie.
accent,
It's
Tifosi?
fine.
Huh?
I've been told that before, Tifosi. I
I'm
appreciate it.
glad.
Tifosi, how dare you?
I'm
You should be
glad you don't
ashamed.
understand the thing. I'm glad you don't understand the thing. I'm
Speaking
glad.
of thing, Fantastic Four is a great film. Okay, we're going off track.
We are the Fantastic Four.
Damn,
anyways.
W. It's clobbering time.
Wait, who's the Invisible Woman?
That's-
Oh, that's a great point. It's not Liam because he's like the most visible.
Holy shit.
The baby in fact, you know what? That is such W ball knowledge
baby's the
amongst us.
the baby is
I'll
the
be
best.
Franklin. Half
Nah,
of me is
t-
Franklin, half of me is Victor Von Doom.
Speaking of baby, Liam is the baby face assassin. Look at him. He is the baby face assassin. Look at him.
Brother, he's Megamind. Baby
Oh,
face.
enough with the Megamind shit. It's 2025. That was 5 years ago, you fucking prick.
Brother, you make Pep Guardiola's hair routine look good. So,
Tuntulu.
brother, what are you speaking?
Kondo.
Yeah, Liam's.
Kondo.
Oh my days.
Bro, if Tifosi, if Liam's the boss
Boss
baby, his
baby.
company's going bankrupt, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm the boss baby now.
What is Liam though?
What do you mean?
What
I'm the
is
best,
Liam?
one of the
Good
best
question.
members on your panel, bro. I'm the
No,
entertainer.
what is Liam?
Come
Is
on.
he human? Is he alien? Is he like I don't know. Where did he come from, bro?
Oh, bro.
His origins are unknown. Someone has
Yeah,
to do a
sorry,
DNA test on him, bro. We don't know where he came from, bro. He just spawned out of nowhere. But he just,
Fucking hell, man. Oh my days. Anyways,
I think he wants to do that, Ekman.
15 likes on the video. Let's get to 370 subs, guys. We're 2 subs away, people. 2 subs from 370, guys. Come on, keep subbing. And make sure you guys sub to King's channel. We got coming up from King. What you got coming up on your channel, bro? Let them know.
A couple videos of Rasta on Tuesday and Thursday.
I'll see you as well on your channel.
Put it on the crib chat instead
oh,
of
when?
the comments.
Oh no, sorry. Tonight I have a show with Josh. Sorry, so I will see you. I will see you tomorrow instead and Friday on your channel.
Can do Wednesday.
Our dual stream, weekly dual stream.
Can do it either Wednesday or Wednesday.
I'll let you know if I'm free tomorrow. But I have a show with Josh tomorrow, 6 p.m. UK. We're doing the We're doing the Beyond the Ball pod. So yeah.
The best day would be Wednesday because they can do it anytime.
Okay.
Unless you got something on Wednesday.
No, I'm free Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wait,
do it Wednesday.
Ekevin, regarding Saturday, when do we have the stream?
There's no
I know it's still some time.
There's no sprint this weekend, right? Just to clarify, there's no sprint, yeah. Because
No. They already had it in Belgium. They're not gonna have it in
It's
Budapest. I
a
don't think
double header, so I just need a question. There's not.
Yeah,
there's
just
no,
see how
No
it pans
sprint, no sprint for a while. By the way, Ekevin, you sent the post on the chat, or at least to me. The sprint schedule's changed.
Oh
Changed.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Remember for next year,
yeah.
it's been revealed.
it's changed. So we have a new sprint schedule. I don't know if you wanted to mention that here.
I sent that one to you. Is that have they changed it again?
No. It's still the same. Should be.
Singapore is Singapore having sprints?
Wait, let me see.
Because I'm planning to go Singapore next year and watch the F1 next year. I can't go this year. It's too late now. You gotta get tickets in advance. So I'm planning to go Singapore next year. I'm really hoping
Yes.
the sprint.
I can confirm Singapore will have a sprint.
Let's
I,
go.
I might be
What?
be there. So I need to.
But for those of us who aren't going to Singapore, I hate to break it to you, they took the sprint away from Sao Paulo and gave it to
Oh
Singapore.
damn.
So
That's
that seems
good.
like a beautiful King. I know
That's
you're
good.
elated by that decision, right? We get a sprint race move from Interlagos. The
Why?
best circuit.
Sprint content from me, bro.
Oh no, I'm sure. And sports wise, it's amazing. But as a neutral, I have to be honest. Singapore is no overtaking. You might as well walk on a flight of steps.
Yeah,
Do
well,
something.
to be fair with you, China. What was it? Where Lewis Hamilton won? Was that overtaking as well? Much?
I mean, more than
No.
Singapore though.
Yeah. Singapore's terrible for sprint. Brazil
Yeah.
was the best place for sprint. I swear there was one year where Hamilton went from the back all the way to the top.
Yeah,
Just
it was
really
PSG, and
sprint
they
race.
got Red Bull actually snitched on Mercedes because he had a front
When
wing
F1's here,
infringement.
when F1's over here, Liam, you fly over. King, you fly over. Augusta, you take the train over.
No
Sorry,
problem.
not fly over.
I can do. No
Well,
problem.
to
What, to
Singapore.
When
I'll
the F1
teleport. Akivan, don't disrespect me. I'm not gonna fly. I'm gonna teleport. I'll teleport to Singapore.
True.
what, Thailand 2028?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling up to that for sure.
You man get
Yeah,
your
I'll be
ass.
there.
You man get your ass over here.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
be
it's
there.
in 2 years, so it's
Hey,
enough time.
yo,
I decide.
Akivan, you're getting Liam excited, bro.
Oh my god, this guy just sexualize everything I fucking say.
I'm not, bro.
Oh my
You're the one that
God.
was thinking Charles Barkley's
I
churro,
guess
bro.
yeah, just enjoy your birthday with one day. You don't have to say something like that, bro. Just
I'm not, bro.
please.
You're saying everything. I'm just
Happy birthday and all, but bro,
Yeah,
come
no
on,
more
buddy.
Universal
Pause, buddy.
is in the new Spider-Man movie next year.
Wait, is it past
Oh.
midnight in Thailand?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
exactly.
1 a.m.
It's like we've been on stream for 2 hours. It's a new day.
I'm gonna have to find a way to clip up the stream somehow. Like
But,
I have to somehow.
Two.
I
Oh,
can't-
August has been recorded by my phone this whole time. He just didn't know.
I need to upload some clips. So
Look at his face.
Liam, boo-hoo, I'm so terrified, bro. It's not like I've been on record
That's
for the last
not
2
meant to
hours.
be a threat, you condo.
But can I answer Monkey D. Luffy real quick?
yeah. I was
W comment.
Monkey?
I agree with you. It's about time that we have a Spider-Man film that's ground level, that's New York level, that's comic book oriented level. Multiverse of Madness was great saga. But man,
subs,
Peter Parker is
guys?
all about being New York's beacon of hope. He's like the parallel to Superman in a way. So I'm glad to hear that. But I cannot wait for Doomsday. I cannot wait for Secret Wars because it is about time to end these beautiful 20 years of magic in the MCU. So I'm glad we're getting a ground film for Tom Holland, but I'm hoping Doomsday delivers up to the hype.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will be the same as Infinity War Endgame level.
Oh, I agree. Okay. What haven't we talked about, man? We've talked about everything in human history together.
Yeah. Superman was a good film. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Superman was a good film. I talked about this on your show, King. To me, Superman, I prefer James Gunn's version of Superman than Zack Snyder, simply because Zack Snyder's version of Superman was more dark, it was more gory, it was more heading into the mystic arts, whereas Superman is the personification of hope. He's the personification of.
Alex Albon was here earlier in the year, but I didn't get to meet him. Was going to, but hopefully.
No, I haven't ever met one.
Hopefully he'll come back again soon. Because don't forget, Charles Leclerc last year, I think he was on holiday in Thailand before Singapore. So this year again before Singapore.
Yeah, Ekevin, actually, many of the drivers come to Phuket every year during the off season. I know my former teacher, my sports science teacher, every year used to work out with Jensen Button in Phuket.
Really?
Yeah,
Jensen-
he goes to Phuket. Yeah, you can meet most of the drivers there.
Okay.
But to Monkey D. Luffy's point on Captain Hydra, I agree, man. The best way to end the MCU is yin yang flip of how it started, right? RDJ, Chris Evans is your villain as well. That would be beautiful to end the MCU.
Pocket Universe is a good addition.
True. Good
bet
point.
Lee-
Yeah.
As met one because he could teleport.
Do not mention that to Liam. His mind will wander off into different universes.
I have
Destroy the
my big massive head has telekinesis. I can read your mind. Tifosi.
Helium port. Set of teleport.
Did any of you guys meet an F1 driver? Oh yeah, I did.
Nope.
20.
Brother, if
Wait,
Liam
who'd you
had
meet? Who'd you meet?
The
Sorry.
Austrian GP. When was it? 2018 or 2019? I met George
Really?
Russell with my mom's friends. But it was like 2
What?
seconds only. He just shook my hand and then he went away.
That's good
That was
enough.
I hope George washed his hands.
No, I
Because
haven't washed my hands since that day. I've been sniffing it every time, and it smells like exotic beauty and handsomeness from that man's hand. No, I'm kidding. No,
I
but
know
seriously,
I know you did some nasty shit with your hands after.
I did
fucking-
not do some nasty shit, but it's a
But-
handshake. I'm not a
but,
retard, bro.
No, guys, if Liam had teleportation powers, trust me, he would be in Guantanamo Bay like tomorrow.
You would probably be in Guantanamo. I can't even fucking speak anymore because you
Exactly.
stunned my mind with that bullshit. Never
Oh,
mind.
if I had teleportation, I'd be going to all the F1s. I'd just be that floating there. That'd be great.
I'd do that as well, King. I'd be an F1 football.
Imagine Augusti as a race control member. You get a 10-second penalty. You get a penalty. You get a
No,
penalty.
I think this guy, if he was
I think
in
I know what he's
racing
gonna do.
control
He's
team-
gonna go on the radio to all the drivers and say, "You're cooked. You get a
No,
10-second
sorry,
penalty."
1 second. I think King, if King was an FIA director, that would be a nightmare for everyone, man.
He's gonna
No,
say
I'll
because
be
I hate
alright.
you, Lando, you're going out. Lando, you're getting
Yo,
a race
Max, DQ for what you did in Abu Dhabi a few years back.
ban.
Alonso red flag for racist emo.
To be honest, I would say this, even though they make a lot of mistakes, it is difficult because there's a lot of rules. So I do envy them with their job because they have to, know a lot of stuff and then decide what they do.
Good point. Tifosi, hell no.
The racist.
Don't put me next to Liam's name, man. Trust me, bro. You
Anyway,
that's defamation.
I'm sorry, but I am
Yeah,
gonna
we should
close.
close that. We should close it. Yeah.
Whoa, Tifosi. Whoa, buddy. No.
But anyways, guys,
All right,
two
we're
subs
closing out.
needed. 2 subs needed, please, people. 2 subs and 15 likes. Sub to King and Liam's channels. Links in the description. And Agustia will be back this week. We'll be back this week with more F1. So tune in, people. Saturday night and Sunday night. Back again. Apologies for the lateness this weekend, people. We had to do the Euro final yesterday, so we're back. But we got the content out for you guys. So listen, if you want to come back to Game Sport and see more content, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's free to do so. 2 subs to get to 370, guys, and we're close to 400. Come on, guys, and leave a like. 15 likes, people.
Yeah, like for loser Lando.
Appreciate you being here every single time, Tifosi.
This guy.
And yeah, no. Actually, I retract. Don't subscribe to this, man. I'm kidding.
Yo, what? Don't downplay him like that.
Get him to 300 subs. Get his man on 300 subs for real. Get him 300 for real. But anyways, guys, we're out. Take care.
Unless you're French, then don't sub to him.
Charles Leclerc's overrated.
Like, subscribe.
Lakers in 5.